Welcome back to the Heavily Opinionated Podcast. It's your boy Jamel Kijana, aka Melly Mel, aka whatever you want to call me. And with me, I got
That boy, Playboy Troy, would it do, people? Would it do?
yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Who else I got with me?
It's your boy Cooley High, aka Fully Cooley, aka Cooley with the Toolie, aka Cooley High Do or Die. You know I'm in the sky.
Okay. Who
Hey
else I
man, it's
got
the
with me in
people's
the house
favorite
tonight?
DJ, goddamn Rose in this bit. What it do, y'all?
Okay, I'm not. Okay.
Fuck
I'm
you.
not gonna do that woman
You got a
anymore.
cuss, man. You
I'm
got
accepting
us
it.
like
I'm
you
accepting
can't
it.
just
He's
be
getting there,
regular.
and I'm actually I like his intro. So I'm done getting on him
Stop.
about that.
You
He
can't
is a
stop
DJ,
it.
y'all.
You can't stop it.
He has yet
Yeah, I
to
can't
show me a
stop it. All
degree
right.
of DJing.
No, right? He ain't sent me one
He gonna
playlist or
force.
nothing.
You ride
He
this bitch till the
sent me
wheels
one
fall off,
playlist.
goddamn.
Oh
Hey,
shit!
Okay.
you like DJ acting. What party you played at? What when you became a DJ?
I only hear you play
That's what I'm
Dreams and
You
saying. I
on a
never
Nightmares.
seen
You
this
gotta
man at
turntable?
the
DJ.
club. None of it.
Hey,
Oh,
first of all, man, Rose, bro, you can aspire to be anybody you want to be. All right.
But
All
not
right,
a
here go
okay,
DJ.
see,
Pat.
Pat,
Come
this
out
is
of the
okay.
host
See,
time.
Pat, I was gonna introduce
That's
you,
all he
but now
needed.
I really want to kick you off for that. What you,
All right,
I didn't even
Rose.
introduce you.
Yes, sir.
Coming
All right,
into it, or
Rose.
you
The
could do
fastest
whatever you
guest
want to
ever.
do. Pat, hey, yo, Pat is not coming back for another episode. I'm just messing with you. All
No,
right,
no, but hey,
with me. I
nice floor,
also
nice
got
floor.
who else I got with me, man. This is a brother who was not here last week, but he's here this week for now. Go
Hey,
ahead and introduce yourself, my boy.
hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Welcome, Platinum Pat. Glad to be here. This is my little week introduction. Yeah, that's
Yes,
it. That's
sir.
all I
Yes, sir.
got.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? It's my little.
Okay, it's a little yeah. All right, so we're gonna get straight into it, y'all boys. It's Sunday. Y'all probably gonna hear this on Tuesday, so you know what happens. Y'all know what happened last night, and boy, Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh
Oh,
Lord,
hey,
we gotta talk about it.
Jamel, hold on.
Go ahead, talk to
Sorry,
me.
I'm
What's
getting a
up?
phone call from Home Depot. I heard it's a good sale on brooms right now.
This man here.
No,
Pack
no,
Boy,
'em up
fuck
and
you,
find.
boy.
Alright.
no. Oh
That's a
man,
2-for-1 sale,
Pack
especially
'em up and
it's
ship
a
'em
goat. I
out.
heard it's a
yeah,
goat
bring them
discount.
out. Bring them out, y'all. Bring them
It's
out.
a
Goat
goat
discount.
discount.
He's
Oh
trying
my
to
Ooh, I
get.
gosh.
can't believe
Alright.
it.
Alright.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not looking too good, y'all. They're up 3-0. Oh man. Who wants to dissect last night's game? Anybody want to talk about that atrocity?
Can I speak real
Go
quick
ahead, brother. Go.
on it?
Get into
Nice,
it, man.
nice. I guess a nice intro too. Um, you know, I guess first thing I would say is, man, the Nuggets are hitting shots. I mean, they've been doing it all year, but the guys the backup guys, not the 1, 2, not the three, and so on, they're hitting shots, bro. They're just being efficient, doing what they need to do. The Lakers, they need to understand that they need to play desperate basketball from tip off. And I just don't think that they came into the series playing that way. The Nuggets have played desperate basketball from tip off. Whether it's dropping or it's not, they're gonna keep going, and
Yeah.
we're seeing that. We're seeing that absolutely, and I just think that the defensive adjustments as well. You're seeing them go into zones. You're seeing them boxing one AD, and you're just seeing all these different looks. And I don't think the Lakers are giving them different
Yeah.
looks other
Yeah,
than
that's how
just
they
a
getting
double
them.
team on
That is how they
Jokic.
getting them, man. They should have really came out swinging. And I was thinking, okay, maybe they'll just get they two when they get home. But nah, that it ain't even.
I,
They
I
were
was
so
about to say,
close
I was talking to Cooley.
when KCP hit the three, and then
Which
who
one?
was it? I can't remember who the other one. It might have been Green, or it might have been Brown. I don't remember. When they went up six, it was tied, and then they went up six real quick. There was still like 4 minutes left, but I was like, it's over. It's over. The way they hit those threes was like you switched poorly off the double team. You left them wide open. They're gonna take advantage of that. It was too easy. It was like, okay, that this game might be over. And I was like, I was ready to call it, man. And there was still so much time left, but it just looked like it was a dagger so early. he just. Whew. And then LeBron tried to come back with another three. He had hit the back-to-back, but then he tried to go again.
Right.
It was like, now they're forcing it, turning the ball over. It was like, it's over.
I got a question. I got a quick question. This is can can you edit this? You gonna have to edit this. But can I go back and redo my intro?
Okay, yeah, let me mark it up right here. I'll mark it up right here. All right,
All
all
right.
right.
All right, bet.
All right. And who else I got with me?
Hey man, it's your boy Platinum Pat. Back in the building. Nah, let me redo it. Let me redo
You
it.
know what?
Damn,
Hey,
Pat.
let me redo it. Let me redo it. Let me redo it. Let me redo
Get
it.
my
You know,
review
Pat,
Hey,
on
you
the
know
way,
what,
man.
Pat? You know what,
Last
Pat?
one,
I'm not
last
even
one,
gonna
last
edit
one,
this
last
out.
one, last run,
Pat, I'm not
last
gonna
run,
edit this out. I'm gonna
last
let you
run.
sit there.
We ain't got that much
And you
tape,
threw off the
man.
whole Florida part.
Hey, all right, this it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Hey, it's your boy Platinum Pat. I'm in the building. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be here with the bros. Let's get it.
Boom.
So you could have just kept the
Y'all got the
first
lighter
one.
flick? Y'all got the lighter flick?
Yeah, I heard
Y'all
the
got you
lighter
got the
flick.
lighter
So
flick?
if he can do the lighter flick, can I do mine then?
Hey,
Can I
that's
do
all I
mine
give a
then?
fuck about. I'm coming
Nah,
in like
so,
Wayne, nigga. I'm coming in like Wayne.
Yeah, fuck my man. I'm trying to get my
Hey,
review and this nigga.
Oh
Can I
gosh.
redo it? Fuck, nigga.
and we talking about the
hey,
And
playoffs.
I'm
that's
Let's
like,
all
get
I
the
I'm
got.
sitting
Florida
there like,
Wildcat.
let this man do it. Let this
Cool.
man do it, and don't even edit it. Don't
Come
even
on,
edit it.
man.
Let everybody sit here and
Don't
listen to
fucking
this
do me
man talk about.
dirty.
Do this nigga
Don't do me
dirty.
dirty.
Fuck that. He sucks.
Hey, that's cool. That's
Hey
cool.
man, we need content.
Platinum.
Gotta keep it
More
original.
like aluminum pack.
Like,
Organic.
comment,
Gotta be
subscribe.
organic, man.
Hey, keeping it real with Pat.
Facts,
Good.
facts. Hey, it'd be like that though. It'd be like
Pat
that
not
though.
coming next week.
This man is on a 10-day contract, man.
Yeah, you just
Hey,
cut.
hey, man.
Why
Fuck
you ain't
that.
been practicing in the
Y'all boy.
mirror for an intro? God
Hey, man. I'm sorry. I
Man.
didn't know I had to. I didn't know we was doing intros.
damn. You think you just
I
gonna
didn't
hop
know
on the
that.
mic and niggas know who you are?
You ain't Steven.
Yeah, pretty
Like you a
much.
Oh,
celebrity.
Pretty
platinum.
much.
Your
Oh, it's
voice.
platinum Pat,
Dark skin
y'all. I
22 in
know
this
that one
motherfucker.
real well.
Well,
Oh yeah, dark skin
they
22.
don't even.
Yeah.
They
Pretty
don't
much.
even know that.
The
They
in
don't know
between
you, man.
Leo.
They don't
Here I
know
come.
you.
Hey, these niggas here.
I'm
They in
good.
between. Hey, man.
Oh
Pretty
wow.
much.
Man
Pretty much.
graduated
You
from
know,
college, now he a
Yeah.
celebrity.
Pat pull up
Now
to the
he out here
scene.
calling
You
out
know what
free
it is.
niggas? Oh hell
Next day, you
no.
know what? Next
Yeah,
week
he
you're
ain't
gonna see
come
the
back next.
IG on his damn comment on his
Yeah,
Yeah,
photo.
you're not coming
he got class
back.
over here.
IG on the photo.
Oh gosh. Man, Pat, as long as you stay heavily opinionated, you are always welcome
Bullshit.
here. But
Hey,
Jamel, stop
for
posting.
sure
I'm gonna just
going to
let you
be.
know that that
Nah,
strike one.
you gotta cut
He-
that out.
For sure going to be. All right. Let's get back in there though. Let's get back in
All right,
there.
yeah, I'm gonna mark
Okay.
it. I'm gonna mark it.
All right. So this is what my thoughts on it, right? So yesterday I wasn't able to actually watch the game because I was refereeing and coaching and everything, right? So, but I was keeping up with it, like on my phone. And I talked to Cooley about this. I want to say this was before Game 3. I told Cooley, I was like, "Yo, Jamal Murray got hot in that fourth quarter, and the worst thing you could do is allow a NBA basketball player to get hot in the fourth quarter, especially when he done had a trash first 3 quarters, and he get hot in the fourth quarter. It's best believe that next game he gonna be on fire, and best believe he was on fire. And when that house was on fire, don't call don't call the ambulance, don't call the firefighters. Go ahead and start calling the tax people, call the insurance people, cause you about to get your money, cause your house is on fire.
Call the
It's too late.
mortician.
It's
He
over.
dead.
You're dead. It's done. So my man Jamal Murray came in and he was already on fire, and the Lakers couldn't do nothing about it. The Lakers couldn't do nothing about it. Hey, what my man Mike said, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Hey, Mike
Wait, who said
Malone,
that
because
before?
everybody in the media was talking about
That sounds familiar.
how
He's a
everybody
coach,
needs to
right?
stop, how Jokic was okay, or the Lakers understand how to stop Jokic, and I see the late game adjustments that the Lakers are doing, and guess what? The Nuggets walked right up in that house, kicked the door in, and still put them on their ass. Gotta say it. I'm sorry, Mama, but hey, you heard it here. I want to know what Rose got to say about that.
Turn the
Turn them tables.
tables.
just like you, I haven't been tapped in all week with going and watching the games until, so I haven't
Go get
really
the
been
table.
getting to understanding to see the matchups. But I've heard some of the rotation pieces are going in, and honestly, I'm not putting this on no Darvin Ham tip, but some of these rotations real questionable. We already know Braun already hurt. I ain't saying the boys gonna turn the series up, but do I see them at least getting a game, very least two? Possible. They should, but if it's on,
No.
if the how it come out, I don't know. I
No.
really don't know.
Is it worth it?
It's over.
Is it worth
Darvin
it
Ham need to
though?
take
Why
blame
you
for this
start
one.
Dennis Schroeder game one, bro?
Darvin got
Why
to
did
take
they
the
go
same
small?
blame. Just
Why?
like I told you earlier this week. If you watch the Lakers during every series, their first game of each series is always usually have that same exact lineup of like it's like a lineup that you like. Why are they in the game? Because they usually use that first game as a fill out of what's going to happen, which you should not do. You need to come out ready to like fight back and fight with desperation in every game. But that first game they started off
Literally.
slow, and from then they have never picked up the speed ever since. And it made it worse.
Until
Until
the
the
fourth
fourth
quarter.
quarter. And the worst part is AD gave you a great game the first game, but y'all came out sluggish. Like you really did. Like it's like, oh, this is just game one, and AD gave you, and
They
they
lost
still
the
lost.
game.
AD gave you like 40 points. He don't give you 40 points every week.
Yep.
He don't give you
80,
40 points every game.
80 gave you 40.
And you starting slow, and the Nuggets are just gaining momentum and carrying that momentum to the next game. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
Oh, I don't
I,
know if they get. If I think me honestly, for entertainment purposes, just go ahead and finish the sweep. I don't stop. Don't waste my time getting 2 wins if it's not going to do nothing. But then again, I don't want to count the man out. The same way we can't count Brady out, can't count Steph out,
Man,
can't
they
count
down
Mhm.
LeBron out.
3-0.
You just
1,
never know.
They
2,
down 3-0.
3,
Yeah,
4,
hey,
We don't
5,
call
6. You
we
got
don't
I
it
call
though.
the
think it's
more.
possible.
We don't already ordered the suit to be ready. We don't already started digging the hole, and we already got the obituary ready. And we guess what? All we doing now is making sure that he fit and the makeup is ready because he about to be in the ground. This series is in the ground.
I will give the Lakers one half. I'll watch because the reason why I'm saying I'm not going to give up on them, I'm saying I'm not going to give up on watching. Because if it wasn't LeBron on this team, I would not watch Game
Oh,
4
it's
because I
gonna be
know it's
entertaining.
just going to be an ending
It's
of
a
it.
It's a Lakers game.
But
Lakers games are always entertaining. Isn't you're not gonna use it.
it's definitely gonna
that's
be
valid.
entertaining,
That's
man.
valid.
Puts the
Definitely gonna be
Van
entertaining. I just think that, like you said, or I wanted to go back to what Najee said about like that game one. I mean, one, you got AD giving you a 40 ball, Jamal Murray giving you 30, gives you 35 off of bad shooting, and Jokic gives you like 38 as well. Like they said it was like AD and Braun put up like 62 points, Jokic and Murray put up like 65, somewhere around there. So I mean, the
D-Lo?
stars are showing out, bro. It's the other guys. Like the other guys are just not
That
being
goes.
who they need to
I say
be.
that goes back to
D'Lo,
last week's point.
Schroeder,
D-Lo scored 20
Schroeder,
points, 3 rebounds.
My boy Rui done stepped up though.
Rui. I
I was
love him. I love him.
in the Warriors series. I was like, this man don't play no defense. And now the fact that this man is matching up Jokic, he ain't been stopping. Well, I wouldn't even say stopping him. He's slowed him down because you're not going to stop a star like that.
Nah,
But
yeah,
he did a really good job of slowing him down. You know what I'm saying? But at the
absolutely.
end of the day, Jokic makes the
Yeah,
free throws when he needed to late in the game. He made the shots. He made the passes
but
whenever
this
he'd get double teamed when AD would just sweep on over.
but this goes back to the point I
So,
made last week
but
though.
other than that,
This is
Rui did
literally
a
the
great
same
job.
point I made last week. That I mean, Kenneth wasn't combating it, but I was saying every game that the Lakers have won this playoffs, it hasn't been LeBron. This has been like this is the first playoffs where we're like, oh snap, this person did great this game. This person did great this game. Because usually a regular LeBron James playoffs when his team is winning is man LeBron he gave you this he gave you that. LeBron is giving you his consistency of 15 to 20 at least 15, but he's going to give you 15 to 30 points at the most, and that's just his consistent path of. And I'm not discrediting that 30 ball, that 15 piece ball. I'm just saying that game is usually going to be swung by the role player. We've seen it this whole playoffs.
Yeah.
It's been it's either been
Absolutely.
Hachimura
Playoffs is
or it's
decided by
been
the role players. Role
it's
players
literally
and
been
half court
that
ball.
this playoffs. No, because usually in past history, LeBron James teams have
The
been
super
LeBron James
teams.
teams.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, well, his successful ones. Look at Miami.
yeah,
That was a super team. Look at Cleveland. The second time, that was a super team. This is the
Every
first
time
time where
though.
it's
he's
like
just a
he's
duo.
just a duo with more role players.
But every time the role
Yeah,
players has played their role.
but the
I
role
Oh, yeah,
players
yeah,
mean,
played
yeah,
their
yeah,
role,
yeah.
but it
But
you
was
at the end
still
of
can't
the day, we
can't
LeBron
all know
say.
James'
who's who.
game.
Are we forgetting
Yeah.
J.R. Smith? Are we forgetting like you can literally
No, no,
throw the
no.
ball
Yeah.
to this nigga at any
I'm not.
time in the
I'm not
corner and it's a
discrediting
bucket?
them,
Are we
but I'm
forgetting
saying
Mike Miller?
LeBron ain't gonna give you no 40 to 50 ball no more. That's not there.
Nah, but LeBron's still
Okay.
Yeah,
giving
that's what I'm
us
saying. He's still giving
22
you that
and 10,
consistency, but
22 and
when they
15.
win,
He's not gonna will the Lakers to win. It's gonna
it's
have
gonna
to
be the
be the
bench.
bench. It's gonna
That's why they're
be
winning.
Two
it's gonna
two of
be
LeBron's
the
rings
second
came from
good
the
team.
stars. Two of his rings came from the stars. Kyrie made that shot to beat the Warriors in
No,
Game
10
7.
wasn't in the game.
Chris Bosh
Tim
made the
Duncan wasn't in the
rebound.
game.
Of course, he kicks it to Allen, but he made that
No,
rebound
no,
over
no,
Tippy.
no, no, no.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
made
He
made
made
over
the.
two
Oh wait,
people.
no, no, my bad,
He
my bad,
did.
my bad, my
He
bad. Tim
rebounded
wasn't
over
in.
two
Tim
people though.
wasn't in. But either way, Chris made the rebound. Chris made the rebound to get it to Allen. So it's like his stars have kind of without the rebound, there's no shot by Allen at all.
I mean,
So
those are moments. I feel like
yeah,
The
those are
those
Mike
are
Miller
moments.
moments, but I'm
game, the
saying
Mo
those
But
guys
Utah
don't
but
ring.
game,
those
If
I
without
don't.
those
I
those
don't.
two,
came
I,
there's
I
you
no
don't.
gotta
after
ring.
think
the
the thing that led up to those moments was when LeBron is giving you 50 balls. He's giving you 40 to 50 balls all the time.
Yeah, of course.
He's
They
constantly
made
doing
a
that role.
rule. The
I
role players
mean,
had their games, but
Bron's average. His average is around like
Yeah,
a
and
28, 30
that's
balls.
that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying. He's
he's
giving you.
not giving
He's
us
going to give you
straight
that.
50 every
He's going
night.
to give you that. That's a
You
guarantee.
know, like I think so. That's what I mean, though. Like but I would say to that, like the role players have always been a part of the game. You know what I mean? Bron has always been a 20,
Yeah,
25, 20. Let's say 25, 7 assists, 8 to 9, 8 to 10
but I'm saying
rebounds. Like he's
this
always been
playoffs
that.
is
You know what I mean?
heavy on the
So
role players this time. Like it's like the role players is really
yeah,
heavy on them.
absolutely. Because
Usually
he
it's like,
came
oh,
with him.
they're just the
Absolutely,
background singers.
absolutely.
No, there's sometimes where the background singers have to be the main singers of the games, and that's how it is
mm,
in this playoffs. Because usually they're just the role players that played their role, that happen to have a good game, but they're still role players. In this playoffs, it's been the role players are the stars of the game. They're the stars that's carrying. Austin Reeves,
Facts,
like when Austin Reeves has blow up
facts.
games, this is an Austin Reeves game. This is not a LeBron James game that Austin Reeves having to be featured in. This is an Austin Reeves game that LeBron is a feature on. So it's
Yeah,
Nah, that's
a
a
lot of
fact.
those threes
That's a
that
fact.
LeBron shot, he could have easily passed the ball to Austin Reeves and he probably would have
yeah.
been
Easily.
a better shot.
yeah, yeah,
Easily. But
yeah.
I mean, I would say to that though, every other team that's won a ring, their role players had to
They had to
be
be
that. You
role
know what I
players.
mean?
Yeah,
Just because Braun isn't yeah, just because Braun is now became this player that shit. Hey, I mean, I'm not
but
making an
that's the
excuse for
thing.
these role
The
players.
the
You know what I
the
mean? Y'all need to
Lakers,
step up.
what Denver is doing now, they're chopping the head off, metaphorically, of the dragon. As of basically, they're cutting off LeBron because LeBron getting his average. He gonna get his average, whatever. AD is not being really fully effective. The role players are not being effective. Maybe one or two, but for when the Lakers win, it's usually like three or four role players that it's usually Hachimura, Reeves, Schroeder, D'Lo. They're all usually having like 15 plus points. But if you only allow one or two of them to get
Facts.
15 plus points, you're gonna win the game for the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah. And so far this
Yeah,
season, it's only been Reeves and Rui. Schroeder's just been fouled. Remember last week when I was saying
yeah.
Schroeder be on that Russell Westbrook stuff? This week it wasn't more. This week it hasn't been the turnovers. It's just been more
He's
of the
trying to
fouling,
be aggressive, but
and then
too aggressive.
just having the ball too
You know
much.
what?
He's just been having the ball a little bit too much, and then like D'Lo's just not. I don't know if he can't keep up with the tempo or something, but
I don't.
he's
Ain't
missing
no way.
shots. And then Rouse, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with your boy, but maybe it's because Bruce Brown and his college teammates, so he don't want to. I don't know what he got going on because I ain't seen Lonnie really ball that
Yeah.
crazy
Oh
yet
yeah. They
compared to
shutting
what
them.
he
That's
did
what I'm
in the
saying. They
last
shutting them
series.
down. They shutting all of them down.
They shutting down. Yeah, they're not
They're
letting
not
letting
letting
no
none
role
of them
players
get
get
none of
off.
them
Like
role
it's like
Yeah,
Bron, you gonna have to beat
they're
us.
forcing LeBron to beat them. And that's the thing. LeBron is not able to beat them like he used to. Like everybody's used to LeBron being so dominant, but we have to start letting that settle in. That Father Time is catching up with LeBron. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kim, yeah,
Yeah,
like
we're only
Rose
gonna
Yes.
see
has brought it
flashes
up.
of those throughout
He's
a
having his
game.
first surgery
I
at the
saw
end of the
like,
season. Like Father Time is catching up to this man. It's happening. We have
Nah, for
yeah,
sure.
we
Father
have
time
to,
undefeated
and I want people to go ahead and
and
start
fighting.
respecting and enjoying the moments that we're having with LeBron because the time is coming up with him. We won't be seeing LeBron on the court soon.
yeah,
After a
it
while,
is. Yeah, there was a point in the series where I was like, they came back.
yeah,
Don't put LeBron in. I was like, don't put LeBron. And I think it was game 2. It was like Reeves and Rui had really brought the team kind of come back a little bit, and I was like, you don't have to put LeBron in, but they did it anyway. LeBron shot a 3. They still came back, but I
yeah.
was like, they
But
could have took
then
the
there was a
lead if
point
LeBron
too.
wasn't even
I
in the
want to say
game.
game 3, last game when they was only down by 1, and they took LeBron out, and I know it they was down by 6 instantly, and I was like, man.
Yeah, there's
And it's
moments like
like,
that too.
yo,
There's moments like
they
that too
show
where you take
moments where they
LeBron
don't
out.
need LeBron, and then the next minute they desperately need him, and it's like, yo, like they got to get their act together if
Yeah,
it's how it's going to continue to play out if they want to keep this team together. But with the rumors going around that the Lakers will be able to keep Austin Reeves and bring in Kyrie Irving, that's something to be looking forward to in the future.
as long as they keep Rui in and Reeves,
They got to work on Vanderbilt getting a shot.
we can get
Got
into
to
that
work
in the
on
off
Vanderbilt
season.
getting a
I don't
shot,
know
man.
what
He got
else.
to get.
Yeah,
He's great on
yeah,
defense,
you
but
got to
man,
work on
he's
Vandy
such
getting
a
his shot
liability.
because he's good defense. Yeah, because they need
But
the
he's a
defense. They
liability
need
on
the defense.
offense. Like that's the bad.
Yeah, and you don't have enough
Yeah, he don't
offense
have hands.
to take
Yeah,
over for his
you don't have
liability
enough
on
to cover up that,
He
offense.
don't
lack of.
have hands. He don't got a shot. He don't. He's not really too aggressive, like trying to attack the basket. Where he could be like a Draymond, like finishing. Sometimes we like, oh shit, this man dropped. He actually drove.
That's
Like
true.
there's some things where you see when you do a pick and roll, you go to drop it to him, he'll get hit right in the hands. Then he's looking for the ball. He may come up with it. He may not. He got to get
Yeah,
his offensive IQ to match up with his defensive IQ. That's really what it is.
yeah.
What will come
He
down
was
with him.
labeled a 3-and-D
Just
guy,
understanding where he needs to be on the court.
but he only brings D. Paul.
Exactly, and that's the worst part about it because a lot of defensive guys can still bring you offensively. They can bring you interior presence. They can drive really well. But it's like you don't have to shoot, but as long as you can play defense and drive to the hoop, you'll be good. And it's like he don't give you that; he just give you defense, and it's like that's a huge liability. You're not like you said with Draymond. At least
That's how
Draymond's going
Bruce
to
Brown
drive
used
to
to
the
be.
hoop. You know what
That's
I'm
how
saying?
Bruce
He's going to
Brown
be
used to be.
efficient in there.
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
You
Sometimes.
don't necessarily
sometimes.
have to score. You just got to get a factor
Because
on
Bruce
offense,
Brown
and
used to
you're
suck,
not a
like
factor.
shooting wise, but he ended up getting better. But his game started with him just driving and playing defense.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's move on to the one that Najee said people aren't giving that much attention to.
Ooh, I want to
Over to the East. Go ahead.
shout out my man Jimmy Buckets. I'm just gonna start off top. Boston don't want the series. They're gonna lose. They don't want it. And Boston has been showing this tendency to play with their food, to not have a sense of urgency when it's time and it's critical time in the fourth. And also coming out the gate, setting that tone in the first quarter. You saw it with the Hawks. You saw how they was obviously the better team with the Hawks, but they let the Hawks stick around. They let Cherry Young get hot, hit a couple shots. Then you get the supporting cast hitting a couple shots. Now, instead of a sweep, where it was supposed to be, you get you let the Hawks steal a couple games, and now you're seeing it with a whole different team and a whole different attitude with Miami. Jimmy Butler is gonna make the critical plays. He's gonna do what's necessary in the game in totality to make sure that he puts Miami in the best situation and the best position to win. And Boston, on the other hand, you got players like Jalen Brown, who if they're not scoring, they like mentally check out. You know, like yeah, your shot not hitting, that's fine, but you have to play defense. You gotta go get a rebound. You could affect the game in multiple ways. And um Jason Tatum, you know, he'll wait till somebody else go off and then now he going off instead of, you know, like I said, coming out the gate, applying that pressure, setting the tone. Like you the star, you set the tone. Uh That first game, Jimmy Butler had 6 steals. Those 6 steals was critical because it gave them extra possession. It kept Boston from getting on the run and swinging the tide of that first game. And now we in the second game, and yeah, like I said, Boston just don't want it. They don't. They're not hungry enough. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if a lack of focus. But um, yeah, Miami just got their number, and it's evident in the two play styles.
Yeah, it is. It's tough to watch because there was two of the games Boston was up for a minute, and then I just turn around and now they're down and can't make shots, or they don't know what to do, or Jason Tatum, they're just like searching for fouls, and it's like they're playing like they have the like they've won a couple of chips and deserve to get things. It's like you said, they're playing with the food a little bit. They're like not as hungry as where they were last year, where they just kind of dominated the whole entire East. You know
And
what I'm saying?
Miami,
Like,
like I said, Miami's an AC in the Eastern Conference Finals. They playing with house money. They're playing like a team that ain't got nothing to lose. They're
I mean,
every rebound. They're fighting for every loose ball. They're taking the fight to Boston.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, what I would say the eighth seed thing is, I mean, they were a one seed
Thank you. I
a
was about
year
to say
ago.
that.
You know what I mean? Just was at the conference finals. You know what I mean? And then I think the year before that, they might have, got bounced, but dealt with a couple injuries, different team, of course. Then the year before that, they were in the finals. So, I just think that you're seeing consistency out of the Heat. And I think a lot of times people are, we get wrapped up in where the seeding is. And you got to understand a little bit of, and I mean, of course you do, but I just think we got to look at the overall like makeup of the team. I think one thing for sure that's not being spoken on is Caleb Martin has grown and his confidence is growing every single game. Every single game. Caleb Martin was not this for the Hornets whatsoever. Like whatsoever. Not even in the regular season. Um,
Shout out
you know,
J Cole. The reason why
facts.
he got picked up by Miami because J Cole
Shout out J. Cole.
the assistant coach on Miami and got him signed. And now, like I
Yep.
said, he's stepping up. And he's the X. He's one of the X factors. And also, I thought
Absolutely.
observation real quick, and I'm gonna let the next person go. Between Denver and Miami, you see it's night and day. You see what a system and having role players step up and having a bench that produces and has an output. You see the difference and how that could control the series. When it comes down to like the Final Four, the Eastern Conference Final, these are the best teams in the NBA. So it's the little intangibles that make the biggest difference.
I just
mm,
wanted to say that
yeah,
it's to me from what I was talking about Jamel earlier this week was the fact that kind of it's a mixture of everything what Pat said and what Cooley said is the fact that Miami's you have to understand they were number one seed last year. They was in the top seed the year before. They was in the finals the year before that, and they've literally still have had the same coverage and the same thought has been put on Miami basically, where they weren't in no talks of being title contenders, even when they were the number one seed and they literally came out the finals. Like no one cared. No one cared about Miami. No one cared if they won. No one knew if they were gonna win because no one was like, oh, because usually you hear at the start of the season, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Boston. That's the only teams you hear. And I'm like, man, even though I'm a Miami Heat fan, I'm a basketball fan at the purest of the heart, where I'm just like, man, you tell me you ain't even talking about Miami altogether, and this is an organization that has probably the best development system there is. You've heard about this whole playoffs about how many
yeah,
undrafted players that they have on their team. You've heard about it. These are guys that nobody wanted.
yeah,
Nobody wanted them. They had to fight to get on the team. You probably never heard of them before they even got on the team. So that's kind of like that chip that's on their shoulder because it's the fact that Boston has literally been talked up this whole entire season, even before the season. You heard it from John Morant. He say, "I'm fine in the West." Who he worried about Boston. That's not even in your conference. You're worried about them. It's way more other teams that was there. So you
Literally.
basically just was like bump all the other teams. You worried about Boston. So Boston done heard this chatter
No,
this
for
whole
real.
night.
Well, we know why he
Yeah,
said that.
I
We
know why he
know.
said it.
Look at I don't know if y'all seen the videos when they be
No,
getting
yeah.
interviewed by some of
They
these
just be out here
people.
talking.
And y'all know who I'm talking about. When they be
Yeah,
getting
they
interviewed, they
do.
just be
Jalen
talking
Brown
crazy.
said he
They
was
be
gonna win
whizzed out.
five
I
championships by
mean,
28.
yeah, they do, but
He's a liar.
We all know who was
hey,
talking to
Listen,
him when he said that.
do you know why he said that? He was rubbing his kneecaps. That man was nervous.
Hey, that
He
brother
was in
you
front
know
of
what I'm
starving.
saying?
he was in front of a certain type of. I ain't even gonna
But
take it there, but you
yeah.
know what's going on. If you know, you know.
But
Hey, you
that's what I'm
gotta say what
saying.
you
You
gotta
gotta
say,
think
my
that's for
man,
both
to go
teams.
ahead
That's
and
for
bag
even
that.
Miami and Denver.
You gotta close the deal.
Oh
Hey,
my
all
lord. That's what I'm
ABCs.
saying. It's like that for Miami
Oh
and
man.
Denver. Like literally, Denver's the number one seed, and all we've been hearing about was the Lakers before the season. Really, the whole entire season we've been hearing about the Lakers.
Yeah,
Oh man, they're started 2-10. Oh, they got we don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs. Oh, they got a new team. Like
Yeah, 12 games out of
yeah,
82.
like I'm like,
That was
bro,
just media
you have
talking
to
about
understand.
talking.
I mean,
Now, if they was
for
2 and
real.
20,
Even Utah got a little more coverage when they were
That's
number
what I'm
one, and
saying. And we ain't
they
heard
was
nothing
running
about
the thing.
Denver.
Like
The only time you
they
get
Utah
just
was
coverage
number
about
disrespect
one.
the
Denver is
Nuggets.
when they're like, well, Joel Embiid might be MVP instead of Jokic. Like, yo, are
Right.
you serious, bro? They're the number one team in the league.
Denver has been
The stuff this
It's
man is
crazy.
doing is crazy.
This
Denver has
whole
been
season.
consistent this whole season.
And I think it's
100%.
because the past few years the number one seed hasn't really won the chip. Last year the Warriors won a number one. Was Milwaukee?
Milwaukee
I
was
don't
number
know if
one.
Milwaukee was a number one. They
No,
might have been.
They either it was number one or number
Okay,
two.
never mind then. I
I
stand
think they was
corrected.
one
I
game
said
behind
normally when
number
you're the
one or
one
something like
seed, that don't
Okay.
guarantee you going to the finals, let alone winning the finals.
I know
Like
the
it's more, it's
Lakers. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like that's more of a NFL thing because it's a one game thing. But with
And now if
basketball,
you
the
get a one
seeding,
seed,
But
it's
you
it
play
like
against
that. But I'm
you
about to
got
say
the
so
you
many
got,
winner
chances,
of
you
a
don't know
two
what could
play-in
happen.
it
games.
but
should
then you
it
get
should
teams
warrant you
like
some
Miami.
media attention.
Miami truly doesn't care about the
Yeah.
regular season. They literally practice and they play like it's a playoff game every game. Cause like they literally preparing. They're
Yeah.
preparing for the playoffs.
They be
They're like, oh
fighting.
snap.
They be fighting in the
As a
regular
Miami
season.
Heat fan, I literally
But
been
yeah,
sitting there like, man, these boys is out here. They ain't even really like they're playing, but it's like they have the most clutch games for a reason. They understand this moment is gonna come up. Like the playoffs, shit gets serious. Like it's down to last 5 minutes. It's serious.
last five
That's why
minutes.
strong where Boston is. They
Man,
never they
it's
never were ready to be a
serious.
clutch team because they're built to punch you in the face in the first quarter. In the first half, they'll punch you in the face. But when you punch them back, they start folding. They fold easily.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Can we?
In the past, in my entire lifetime, in my 20 years of watching sports, well, 20 plus, but whatever, however long I've been watching sports, Miami might be the only organization in the NFL and the NBA to have three different eras and be successful in all three. Where you have the D Wade and Shaq era, the what's it called, the LeBron, the Big Three, and then now the Jimmy Butler and co. I
Right.
don't know if there's any in the NFL or even in the NBA or well, college level is different because you're always going to have guys rotating.
Yeah.
But in professional sports, I'll say I haven't seen that because Golden State, it's like, once Steph leaves, what's next? And can they win then? Like, I would have to see it. Like, even with the Lakers, it was like, you kind of just had two where it was like Kobe
That
and
middle
now
era
LeBron.
was trash.
It's
They
like there
don't
was no
talk about
middle
that.
era that had like a
They
successful
don't
run.
talk about that.
Exactly, it was trash. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and then
And that's
so
Miami
I
stayed
can't name
consistent.
any right now. I don't know if y'all can, but to me, Miami's the only
What
organization
about
I've
San
seen
Antonio?
in since
Boston.
Boston fell
2000.
off too.
Okay, but they've only had one title.
I mean,
Miami,
this
this
But
one is
I
on the
thought about
verge
San
of
Antonio,
having
San
but
more.
I don't
Antonio
know.
had that too.
San Antonio,
Like, see,
San
we're
they
talking
only
about
Antonio,
had
us
like
like
I
being
be
one
saying,
ring.
alive and being able to see it.
yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, when
Because
I
it was
talk
really
about
just
like
Tim
that
Duncan
type of
and
stuff,
them.
I'm referring to
And then
what
once
I've
they
seen
dipped,
because
it
I
hasn't been
remember
Yeah.
the
nothing
D Wade and
since.
That was it. That's
Yeah.
really it. But I wanted to touch on the Boston thing. I mean we've been saying the word consistent, consistent, consistent.
See, different.
Bro, Boston has
In a way,
consistently done this for the past few years, and I just don't
Yeah.
understand why anybody isn't paying attention to that. Like they literally will be
it,
up 50 and then lose the
to
whole lead and then be
to
down
build on
50.
that
Because
You
they
fact,
like,
play
how
they
the
play
it's
like
hell
like
did
they
this
we
spoiled
happen
brat.
forget
in a
about bad karma.
series?
That shit with IT, bad karma.
Mm, mm.
That's a fact. The way they did IT, that's a fact. But I mean, and that could be the case 100%. But they absolutely, I mean, they will have the most ups and down games. I mean, just like the Nuggets. I would say the Nuggets are the exact same. But what we've seen by the Nuggets is they've honed in and they've groomed that core enough to where
They
now
understand
they
when they're
can
losing
close
grip.
games.
They
I mean,
understand that.
because
Yeah.
right, because a couple years ago they couldn't. A couple years ago they couldn't. They couldn't. I mean, and we've still seen a couple times where they'll lose the game, and then it's like, damn, how the hell are they down by 3 now? Y'all was just up by 20 the entire game. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they know how to close in and lock in. You know what I mean? Jamal steps up, Jokic goes ahead and
But
drives in.
but
Let me go get my
you
two.
don't know
Let
some
me
key
send me to the
difference
free throw
between
line. All right, now we're gonna
the
be up by
Nuggets and
5.
Lakers and also Miami and Celtics. The fact
I,
that you have experienced coaches taking on rookie coaches, like
no,
and it
it's true.
shows that it's a
It's a
game.
fact
Absolutely.
though. That it's
Absolutely. I mean, but well, I'm done
why
saying that
didn't they
about the
call a
They're
Celtics though.
timeout
why
and
I'm done
end the
saying
third
coaching
quarter,
about the
bro?
Celtics
Like
because
when
the
them
Celtics
boys
have had
scored
three
what
different
was it,
coaches and they've done the
46?
exact same thing.
When they scored that
It's not
franchise record, why
that
didn't you
they
call a
just don't have
timeout?
that killer instinct.
Why
They
didn't you
don't
get
know
the
how to
boys together?
put a team.
Why you can't come back to media and say y'all can't tell me I'm not doing my job
you
when we
can't
can see
and
you
not
looking
now
anxious and not doing your job?
It's crazy.
as a fan that watch basketball, you're like,
Literally.
why are you not calling timeout? And then on my like for me, because I
Literally.
coach basketball too, so it's like I also look at it from a coach standpoint, and I'm like, why the fuck aren't we call a timeout? Because then like it's pissing me off more on not the fan side but the coach side, because in my mind his
That's that
response
Phil
was they need to
Jacksonism.
figure it out.
That's that Phil Jacksonism right
You're the
there.
coach. You're the coach. When you see
Like,
that's like driving a car and you're driving a car with somebody who just learned how to drive, and you're sitting in the passenger seat and you see a cliff coming up and you're just sitting there and you're like, that looks like a cliff. And instead of you going, hey, we might need to turn the wheel
right.
and not go off
Like,
that cliff, you just sit there and go, man, that looks like a cliff, but I don't know. And you go off that cliff, all of a sudden the ambulance come get you. You go, he was supposed to know that not to go off that cliff. What? What are you
no,
talking
I
about?
mean it is
Hold on.
crazy. It's
Hold on,
crazy. It's like a teacher. It's like a teacher
Like,
telling you you're supposed to know the
like
answers on the test, but
you're the
you don't
experienced person.
even get the
You're the
lecture.
coach.
You
You need to
know,
be telling them that. You need to understand.
it,
You see it?
you're seeing the game differently. I would
No,
say to your point, have they figured it out?
no, and that's the
You know
problem.
what I mean?
They haven't figured it out.
Exactly. So
Boston will take the lead. They will pass you by on the highway, and then once they get like 10 miles in front of you, they
Let me
be
go
like,
get some
"Man, we don't want
McDonald's
no
real
race.
quick.
Let me turn this wheel
exactly.
and go drive off this speedway into the
And
bushes
I might
and
could get it. Might could get the car back out
T-bone
the bushes.
into and
Like,
T-bone a tree."
yo, they see what's going on, and I don't know what's going on, but there's moments when Jason Tatum literally looks like he just hopped in the Space Jam
I
and
would
they
say
just
low
sucked the
key.
skills out of him.
Do
Because
you
there's
think it's
moments
a
he just
bit
come down the
of
court and just lose the ball.
expectations on them?
And
Cause hear me out on this shit. Before the Jason
yeah,
Tatum and
Hey
humbly.
man, don't
Jalen
talk
Brown
about the
era
best
with
player
this
in the
shit,
world like that.
Boston was damn near undefeated in any major game in the
Humbly,
playoffs at home.
respectfully.
But it's like when you got younger players now playing in like Boston, New York, when that expectation was saying the lights get on, now they can't play at home, but they play better on the road. You think it's a little bit of that? I think it might be.
Which is ridiculous.
Man, Slick, Boston just has been pulling on Memphis. They get the doing all this talking about championships. This man, Jason Tatum,
Mm.
oh, I'm Kobe. I'm the closest thing to Kobe. I'm him. I'm like, you him? Boy, you trim. What are you talking about? You can't even get a
Mm.
chip.
Then
And you
who's more
talking
like
about,
Kobe, D Book or
hey,
Jason
people need to
Tatum?
give
Because
me
at
more
least D
credit.
Book got to a
People need to
finals.
give me more recognition. Hey, whoa, big fella,
Shit.
pump your brakes. Pump your brakes.
I don't think anybody's better Kobe right now.
If I had to answer, yeah, no, none of them. But if I had to
Something
answer, I
like
would
that.
say D Book because he got the 71. He got 10 away from Kobe. What's JT's career high? Like 55, something like that? Maybe.
Uh,
You know,
How about we
I mean,
just
not book Jason
normalize
Tatum.
not prematurely comparing yourself to like the greatest of all
yeah, I was
time
about to say
caliber
they ain't there
players?
yet.
Facts,
Let's just
facts. That's
Facts,
also a
and
good
that
point
was the
right there.
trashiest 71. That was
They
the
ain't there
trashiest
yet.
71 in history of 71. And
Because I'm about
I
to say,
didn't
if
do
you
it, but
really
that was
want to
trash.
really
Big facts.
I'm just
who
telling you the
uses
truth.
Kobe moves the most, Andrew Wiggins used Kobe moves the most, actually, which is kind of crazy.
Pat, I felt like Pat sounded like the dude that was
They
defending
lost
him.
against
That was a
Boston.
trash
Just against
71.
Boston.
Bro, he just put 71 on your head. That was a
Bro,
trash 71.
hey,
I
facts.
think
I
they
probably
lost that
would,
game.
hey, right? But nah, I mean it was,
I
bro.
was
They
gonna hey
literally
Pat,
they
I
were
was
feeding the man
Yeah,
the
they did
ball
lose
and
hey
they
though.
Pat, I was
lost.
gonna let you cook, but yeah, you kinda wild out. This man said a trash. Drop
No, no,
71.
I ain't wild out.
How
I ain't
Bro,
wild out.
Pat
I
did
ain't
say it
wild
like
out.
he
That's
got
worse
71 on
I
him.
don't
71.
care what anybody got to say on the tape. I ain't wild out because you can listen to every single other NBA guy take in the league pro takes. Like, bro, that was not like why don't we talk about it? Why isn't it
How many
praised
did
like how
Mitchell
it
have
was
this year?
72 and that was praised. Everybody was riding that man. Everybody was like, "Oh
For
shit."
like for
No.
half a week. I would
No,
say
bro,
half a
it was
week. And then they
praised.
went back to talking
It
about the
was
Lakers.
praised absolutely every single day. Every time you talked about Don, that man was in MVP conversations. Like
For
there
real?
was yes
Ooh.
at the beginning of the league. I mean, at the beginning of the year, and even Christmas around Christmas, he was in conversations for the MVP. You know, like he was in conversations for like Don was doing his thing, but I don't know, man. I just feel like that 71 piece was. I mean, it was cool. Like it was. I mean, I call him the Human Torch. Like literally, I call him the Human Torch in terms of bro, this man is gonna flame you. Like you're done for. But in terms of that one, like that was just them feeding him.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. They're
They
feeding him.
shuffled
They
the
Tyler
want
ball.
you to.
Yeah,
Eulis.
They want you to get the. They
keep
want to run
going,
you
keep
up.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Because
literally
at
like
the
keep
time,
going.
I'm gonna be honest with you. At the time, I couldn't name anybody else who was on that team. At
Yeah.
that time, like
Type
now, you
shit.
can name guys who are
TJ
on that team.
Warren was
But
on that team.
when
Yeah,
who?
exactly. That's
TJ
the only
Warren.
person you could
His
say.
first is
Tyler
spent.
Eulis.
Yeah.
Did they
A
have
bunch of
Bender
nobody.
still? You know what I
They'll have a
mean?
bunch of
Like
them.
it's shit
Boy,
like
this
that.
ain't
Like
Futurama. Boy, I don't know who that is. Nah. Nobody's.
so, that's why I say that. I'm not hating. I'm not trying to hate. Like I respect Devin Booker in
Yeah.
terms of like
Yeah.
he's a
Nah,
bucket,
I don't
He
respect
do
that.
that.
but
He
they
does
was
that a
He like
lot.
to
shuffling the
do
He
ball
all
to
that
does
that
that a
man.
talking
lot.
when he up, but he get the throwing
If
the
he's
hissy
not
fit
up
and
by
crying and
more than
down. Nah,
15 or
he ain't
20,
built like
he is shut up.
he
He'll
ain't
be
getting
quiet the whole
respect.
time.
Yeah.
But man,
Yeah.
especially when he get up by 20, he start to.
Yeah.
He
I've
definitely
been to the
does.
finals. You can't guard me. Come on, bro. Don't talk trash to the man when he injured on the side.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
got
Doc's probably going to be done for. Doc is going to be an analyst.
no,
He's
it
going to be
wasn't.
on NBA Live or NBA TV this year.
No,
Monty
no.
Williams, I don't know where he goes.
Monty's firing with some bullshit.
Yeah, I like
Like,
Monty
9
Williams.
games.
He wasn't
yes, it
9
Wait,
was.
games.
in Atlanta?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Let me give you my take. You give KD to Monty Williams for what? 3 months? 4 months? 9 games. So what do you expect? Like, what do you expect from a coach
You
where
got Mark Jackson.
I can't even do anything with this. I haven't even had a chance to build. Now, when you gave me a chance to
But it's
build,
you have
we've
to
seen
think
what Monty has done. Monty
from
took
a
them to
different
a place that
standpoint of
they've
it all,
never
right?
even been to, the playoffs,
Monty got
and then took
them.
them another
I want to
place,
say
the
Monty
finals.
really.
You know what I
This is
mean?
back to
Like,
back
bro,
years now
let's not.
that they were in game sevens down by 30. No matter what. Well, not game sevens, but game playoff decision games. I'm trying. I can't close out games.
What do you expect?
But you can't have back-to-back
by the
years where
same
you're in
by the
closeout
same
games and you're
team
losing
who the
by
Lakers
30.
was just
That's
down by
one thing.
20,
And
25
then
by.
you have to
These
also think
guys literally
the
blow
Suns just
people
got a
off
new
the
owner.
court. That's what they do.
Is that
Along I mean, but let me
is that,
let
is
me
that
respond to
on
that.
him or on management? On general
Along with
management,
that,
when you saying you're having a contract
your number
negotiation
And you
with
know
one,
why he
DeAndre
doesn't
Ayton,
want to
your
you
play?
number
basically
one.
seeing him saying he's despondent from the team. My big man don't
Do
want
Thank
to
you know
you,
why
play.
he doesn't want
I
to
don't
play?
got a good backup. And then we matched up
thank
against
you.
Dallas. Then we got us
My big
matched up.
man don't want
That
to play.
understood. Against
The
Denver, you are like you said, it's a one seed, right? They had the expectation to get here, right? So it was
New
like, well,
owner.
damn, it was supposed to
That
be easy. Anything
there
we
it
get
is.
here is gravy.
That new
But
owner.
what
It's
happened
a
with
new
that shit
owner
was
management, and then you have
new
DeAndre
owner,
Ayton
new
disconnected with the
management.
head
They
coach.
want their own
And
vision.
you're
That's exactly what it is.
that's it. That's it.
no.
That's it.
It started
And I
off,
think it
yes.
was. I
It
think
it
Not
it's
just the
started off
head
crazy.
coach.
as the
No, it
coach.
wasn't the head coach. It
It
was with
started
them
off
because
at
he didn't get
Monty.
his money.
And then it went
Bro, he
into
could
the
have got
fact
his
that they
money
But
didn't
but
want to
anyway.
give
it.
him the money
And
too.
they said, "No,
So it
we
was
want to
like
bring
it
you
was a
back."
double
Yeah, I'm about to
whammy on
say
both of that.
he wanted to leave the team.
And then you get a new owner in there who wants a new setup.
Man, well, you don't deserve it. First of all, you
Oh,
don't deserve it.
oh no, that's
You
not how
don't
you
you
get help.
don't play.
You
That's
show
not
up.
how you don't pout and sit there and beg for money and ask for this shit and think that's how you gonna get it by pouting and sitting there on the bench. Hell no. Like, but as for this year for the 30 piece, bro, your number one guy, as in your number one, like
Yeah,
the playmaker, the guy who makes decisions on the court.
but
Because we saw what happened when he got hurt. Niggas look lost, is out. That is Chris Paul. Chris Paul has the best turnover to assist
they
ratio under 5 minutes
they
in the
need
fourth
to.
quarter.
They
He
needed
is
a new
the
point. To me, they
Mister,
need a new
like
point
he
guard.
is
It's
the
time for Chris
closer.
Paul to be done.
And then you have an 18-10 sitting on the bench who's not playing. What do you expect? Last year for versus Luca, like bro, you got Luca, who we all know who Luca is. He's been a pro since he was 13 years old, going against a group of guys who, I mean, Chris Paul,
But
what again?
Pat,
Probably was hurt.
but Pat, you look.
Devin
This
Booker.
this is
I
what I was
mean, Devin
saying
Booker's just gonna
when
torch
they
you. That's
first got
it. He's not
KD.
a
Jay
decision
Crowder on
maker
Luka
at
They
all.
all look.
Doncic.
And
It
Aiton,
looks
Jay
who
Jay
great.
don't want to
fucking
play.
Looks
Crowder
And
great
they
on
on
got
Luka
paper,
fucking
Doncic.
but you have to
Dwight
understand
Powell,
they're literally
all
built a
types of
team
big ass
that is
niggas down there.
literally injury prone. You're an injury prone team. So literally, you got a team that Chris Paul can't stay healthy. When KD got there,
That's true
Devin
too.
Booker was hurt, and the season before that,
That's
he
a
was
fact.
hurt. Kevin Durant was hurt, and Kevin Durant got there,
That's a
only
fact.
played
That's
one or
a
two
fact.
games, and then he slipped, and he was out basically for the rest of the season off of slipping, and then all of a sudden you don't have no
Right.
bench, and it's the fact that you know what, at this like you have to understand as a head coach, yes, your job is to lead this team. But you have to understand too, when the team fails, you're the fall guy. You're automatically the fall guy no matter no matter what
But
you're
they
no
didn't.
matter
They wouldn't get to no finals without him.
but you have to
They ain't had
understand
no
that no
success
If I'm
matter
before the
Monty,
what,
nigga,
bubble.
I'm
the
They
quitting.
NBA
had
is a
no
business.
success before the bubble. And I'm
Nigga,
with you
I'm
on a lot of
quitting.
this stuff,
Fuck,
Najee, but
fuck
you
firing
got to be
me.
with me on this,
You,
bro.
you
That
I
bubble with
get
them
that.
8 games,
I
and
get that.
they didn't
I
even make
get
it to the
that,
last
Kenneth.
play in when
But
they
it's
did it
a
for the first
business.
time. They
It
went 8 and
that's how
0
that
under
works.
Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Come
That
on,
was the
man.
first time they had any
Come
real
on,
success,
bro.
and they went to the fucking finals.
Monty is probably going to Philadelphia.
So let me ask y'all this. Can I ask y'all
I like
this?
him in Atlanta.
Monty Williams, where's his next landing? Because he's got a
No,
job coming up.
he's the permanent coach.
Look, remember that he
Um,
got an interim coach. I
I
don't know if
like
they're gonna
Philly,
keep
but
him or
Rose,
not.
I don't know what you're talking
Philly,
about Atlanta.
I can see the Philly thing happening.
He's either going to Philly or
Nigga, if
Milwaukee.
I'm Monty Williams, nigga, I'm about to go back to the promised land.
Okay, I like
He's
Philly
going
I'm
to a
too.
not
good he's
bullshitting. I
going to
just
a good
showed y'all
place.
what I could
There's no
do. I'm
question
going
about it.
back to the promised land. I like Philly.
Like
Philly might take me there.
people like Doc Rivers,
I
Yeah,
like
he's going
he's
to
going
go
to
to
I
a
like
he
championship
would
Milwaukee.
probably
contender.
Milwaukee
go
might take me
to
there.
some fuckery shit.
Yeah,
Not as
Monty
lavish. He's
Williams is a
probably
good
going to either be
coach,
in
and
Detroit or he's going to end
it's
up
just
in a good
unfortunate
spot.
he in that position.
Because Doc Rivers is living his whole career off of that one ring that he won. But he is garbage. He is Garbo. He's a garbage.
The loudest championship ever
You
won.
think so?
Yeah, he'll
Absolutely.
be talking on NBA Today now.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I said that.
He's gonna move into the analyst role, I believe.
Bro, I called it.
I think it's best. He's gonna be great for
telling you,
numbers,
I'm
bro.
telling you, he's
Like
gonna
the
be coaching.
memes I've been seeing about the man saying like he needs lotion, he needs to drink lotion and stuff. Like he's just gonna be good for TV because the
He
way he
is.
talks, they're gonna like it. So
He
it's
can,
like
and he can see the game. He can see the game well. He's a,
yeah,
but the thing, his problem is not just, it's not his scheme of the game and this and that, bro. Every time, look at his record when he's up 3-1, 3-1. That means you literally tell your team,
Doc,
"Oh,
Doc
we
is
got a
not
day off."
the motivational coach.
That
He's not
literally
the X's
means
and
you tell
O's
your team,
guy.
take the foot
He's not
off the gas
he's
pedal.
not. Well, I'm gonna tell you what he is a players coach. He's the perfect when you got a bunch of vets that's older, or some of your rookies that's your hungry young dogs to mix the team together and say y'all boys gonna figure this shit
Exactly.
out. A la KG, Rondo, Paul Pierce, goddamn Tony
Yeah,
Allen, Shaq, the whole
And that shit ain't
cast
gonna
of
win you a
characters they
ring.
brought in, and it meshed well.
but that's
Why?
the thing though.
Because Doc allowed the
You have to
personalities to
understand.
be the personalities.
Teams are
That's
going
all
to
he's
get
really
Doc
great for.
Rivers. It's basically just like how the Lakers and the Clippers and everybody
Yep.
was getting Russell Westbrook.
Call outside
You're paying
practices.
for the name. It's not like Russell Westbrook. Don't give him no disrespect to Russ, but there's a minute there where it's like, why is he on the team? Why lower like Carmelo Anthony? Why is he on the team? You're paying for the name value. So it's like with Doc Rivers, it's like okay, we all know Doc because of he's a coach. Is he a good coach? I guess for some people you tell he might be a great coach. To me, he's okay, good enough for you to get you to the playoffs and do a rebuild kind of
He'll
with.
get you to the
But he's not
playoffs.
going to win you a chip no more. That's not how that works.
That's right.
And it's just like Monty Williams. That comes back to Monty Williams. He's going to end up being on a great team because he has that pedigree. He's the most winningest coach I think in Phoenix history already. So it's like you he has that degree, that pedigree there. So he's going to
Mm-hmm.
land. Yeah, he's going to land. He's going to land in a great spot no
He
matter
did
what.
something Mike
He was
D'Antoni
just
couldn't do.
dealt a BS hand because they built a team that were literally injury prone with no bench. That he was like, yo, we look great on paper. Take us to the championship in the first year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they literally forced him to do something that was kind of impossible. Because I knew
He didn't
before the
even like
playoffs,
the
I was like,
trade.
man, CP you gonna get
He
hurt
didn't even
because he
like the
gets hurt
trade.
every year. It's a
He wanted to
guarantee of
keep
that.
Mikal and
Is he
keep the core.
CP is a great point
Yeah.
guard, like you were saying, but he's not the best fit for them now anymore. To me. He's not durable
Yep.
anymore. He's that old
mm-hmm.
broken toy. So it's like, yo, you need to have a good point guard that's gonna be able to take you through the playoffs. And
He's just not
he's probably
durable.
gonna get you through the first round, but he's gonna be broken down
He's
from that
never
first
been.
round
He's
game.
never been.
Especially if you
He's
take
never
series
been
6 or
durable.
7.
It's hard for a 6'3" and
Brother, that
under
man is
point
almost
guard
past
to lead
40.
any team in the NBA.
That man, he's literally
Facts.
pushing through right
Yeah,
now,
he a
man.
year older than LeBron or some shit,
He
ain't
is
it?
living off that mid range he got.
Absolutely.
Like, yo,
Yeah, he.
Yeah. So nah, that's a fact. I'm
Yeah,
telling
that
you.
mid range is what's keeping him in.
I'm at
But oh, okay, go ahead.
You tired, ball. Just lay it down. You
I
tired, ball. Just
I
lay it
won't
down.
hold though.
Yeah,
That Mike
yeah,
Woodard,
no.
we
that
gonna
Mike
see
Woodard
It
what
holding
was.
thing
everybody
was really
gets.
disappointing though.
I think once
It
the
was really,
season
Yeah,
is over, we'll
it was
see
really
who gets
disappointing.
hired
he's in the
and
same
moves
position.
around and
Yeah,
stuff
Same
like
Milwaukee,
that.
that was
position
We'll
really
as
see.
disappointing.
he'll have a job, but he's in the same position as Monty.
No, I mean he'll get a
That
job,
who?
but
That's
like,
Milwaui, right?
bro, like the IT, like that. What I said earlier,
I
like the
don't think
IT
so.
karma thing. Like
He'll have a job. He'll
when
have a
you have
job.
someone that you say that you invested in and they're going through something, you still don't rock with them, and they time of need, that shit gonna bite you in the ass.
Okay, I get that, but the way I see it is they got their one, and they were like, okay, that way that
Yeah,
we want to chip is probably not going to get
But
us another
you still
ring.
got the
So let's
same
just
but
go ahead,
players,
nip it in
and
the
they're
butt,
getting a
get a
year
new
older.
guy,
Like
and
we were just
get a
talking about,
new
we're talking about going
system
with
in.
Phoenix into
Because if we drag you out, it'll be a Doc Rivers 2.0. or
Absolutely.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They have
saying.
to.
First you fire the coach, then you wait till free agency to start making some moves. Milwaukee will make some moves
They
this
definitely have
year
to.
or some trades. You
They
get the
have
coach
to.
out first, and then
But
you make the moves on the
but
players.
yeah, I mean, because I'm about to say Mike, but I mean, bro, this man told them to play fast, play good, play fast, play quick, and play random, bro. I
bro.
mean, Mike,
That sounds
that's
like a you
Only
coach to
terrible,
me.
bro. What
only
the
reason
hell?
only
Like, bro,
like
play
he
random.
had the
I ain't
conversation
never heard of no
with
shit like
Mazzulla from
that,
Play
Boston.
dog.
It was like he
random.
don't stop
So
Get
snapping
on
so
and shit,
like
2K
and
and hit
Milwaukee
the X
still get
button.
so
around
I
some
mean, he
shit
Random.
gotta
like that.
go.
But the only real reason I'm giving that man the pass really for this too, because like to go through that loss that he went through in the midst of the playoffs like that man mind wasn't in that shit.
Brother, Ty Lue,
Yeah, losing
Ty
his
Lue skipped
brother,
the
then
whole
Giannis
funeral.
getting hurt. He wasn't in that shit, bro. He wasn't
What
in
did he
that,
go
bro.
through? What is he going
He's
through?
talking about losing his brother, or I
Okay.
get that.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
get that.
No, he
I
got
mean,
at least one more
yeah.
year.
This is a
I get
business.
that,
We're
but at
forgetting
the
this
end of
is
the
a business.
day,
Like
you can't
this is
sit
how
here and
this
let somebody
like things
keep their
work.
job just because you feel bad for them
Yeah,
too.
I'm about to say. I mean, because
Like,
Rose, this
Yeah,
ain't.
because
No,
that seems
it
to
was
be your
no, we're
only
not
fair.
going
reason.
through this shit another year. Yeah,
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 you
And
let it. You
honestly,
let it.
Milwaukee, after a while, they got kind of predictable. Like,
absolutely. Play fast,
Yo,
play quick,
yeah,
play
no,
random.
I'm about to say, Rose, you
put that
remember
on the
Nigga, it ain't no
t-shirt,
plays going
merch,
down,
dropping
right?
soon.
Like, what the fuck? Nah, Rose, I mean,
Giannis, drive it. You don't like it, kick it out.
shit, we gonna go ahead and give you the rest of your money, my boy, off of the
yeah,
contract. You gonna be good. I'm sorry
no,
for your bros,
you know
dog.
what?
Facts,
You know what's
facts.
You
That
crazy
feel
too.
me?
Also, if I'm
was
the coach, I'm sitting
I'm
there
about to say
like,
I
bro,
think I told Rose
honestly, if
this.
you was gonna
This
fire
is
me in a
when
month, fire
Milwaukee
me
was
now. So
kind
that way I
of
don't got to do a
they was
month
on
of
their
work.
path.
Just give me
This
the money
just
now.
like the year they
Go
were
ahead,
If
give
you
me the
was gonna
rest of
I
fire
my
me
kept
ends.
saying,
anyway,
and everybody was saying I was crazy about this. I was like, Milwaukee is great, but Milwaukee is only as great as Chris Middleton could be, which was
mm,
Exactly.
at the time was taboo, but I was being serious because every time you seen a game when Chris Middleton was going off, they were going to win. I knew they was going to win.
mm,
I was like, man, Chris Middleton give you a great game. They're going to win. Giannis is going to give you 30 points. He's going to give you that because that's what you expect from him. When he didn't give you that, it's like, oh, what the heck? But when Chris Middleton still gave
Fact.
you his 20 plus points, oh, they were still going to win, even though Giannis was having a bad game because he was changing it. But now he's got hurt and he's getting older. That's not the like now it's becoming the Giannis is back to
D
it's
Wade
back
effect.
to what it used to be, where it's Giannis is the
Let's
main
just be
guy and he
honest.
has to score all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but let's just be honest though. Bud would have got fired
Bud
that
been on the
year.
hot seat.
Had
Bud been on the
Kyrie
hot seat
not
for the longest.
got hurt.
Him and Doc
Had James
Rivers
Harden not
it
got
was a
hurt.
race on who gonna get fired first.
Had KD wore a
And
size
Bud just
15.
got fired first because he got
Bud
kicked
would
out in the
have got
first
his
round.
ass fired right
That's
then and
really
there.
all that happened.
Right
True.
then and there. I'm telling you.
Man, we coaching on ball time.
And I mean, and like you said, to your point, Rose, like hey, we gave you an extra year. We gave you an extra two. Like, bro, you won us a ring. We showed you some love. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, we gotta go ahead and move on. Coaching them, like literally, they won that ring simply because DeAndre Ayton cannot handle the fucking any center in
They
the
they
league,
I said
and
that was their fault that
and
Monty
and
Williams said
and Chris
DeAndre Ayton
Paul
couldn't
got
handle
hurt.
his.
Scott
That's
Foster,
his fault.
the
Hey,
sixth
bro,
man
I'm gonna
on the
just tell
court,
you like this. I'm gonna
and
tell
you know
you
what I
like
mean.
this.
Like, bro,
The
they had so many
only
factors as to
firing that
why
I
they
was
won
truly
that ring.
surprised about was the Nick Nurse one. That's the only
Me
one
too.
I was more surprised about because in my mind, yes, it was a long time since they won a chip, but he coached with the Raptors. But yeah, no. They didn't actually.
Didn't this year.
Absolutely,
where does Nick Nurse coach, or where did he coach?
for the Raptors.
Behind you?
Oh, okay. Well, did they
The
make the
year before
playoffs?
Kawhi did, because that was right after Dwayne
Okay, how many years
ACL.
has he?
Nah, they didn't. They lost the playing
How many
game.
years has he been there?
Uh,
How many years?
They lost to
I think he
Miami.
got there a
No,
year before
wait,
No,
Kawhi
no.
leaves.
They lost to the Bulls
they lost to the Bulls.
at home.
Okay,
Hmm.
and then how bad was the play-in loss? Who did they lose to?
Miami.
And
the the Bulls.
Toronto
Yeah,
hasn't
the Bulls
made
first.
any
Yeah.
moves.
okay,
I mean,
I
it
Yeah,
can
was
see,
bad.
bro.
It was
That that
bad.
that ring
they
was a
they
long
I mean, you
time
haven't
got
ago, and it was
Siakam.
made
based
no
off of
moves
just having
because it's kind of
Kawhi.
like he was
Since then,
developing them still.
Toronto has not
And it was
really
like, yo, they haven't given no pieces.
shown
I'm about to
Really,
say he
that.
the
ain't got
only
no
piece that they
cards.
had was Kyle Lowry, and they
Yeah,
let him go to Miami,
I
and they haven't done anything ever since then. Nobody wants to go to Toronto, so
oh okay.
yeah, all he is a spin move away, and that's it. That's the only thing he has, a
Oh,
spin
that's
move.
true.
He literally does no other move.
Siakam was a piped up all star.
Like, and the only reason
Like he's
Toronto is
never
hyped
been
up
an
is
all
because
star.
Drake. But other than that, nobody wants to go there.
That's it.
Who wants to live out?
He's
No, who
never
wants to
been an
live
all
outside the
star,
USA
bro.
and has to constantly
Like
travel
that's just crazy,
outside the? You have to constantly travel to the USA just to go back to Canada. It's first of all, it's not that bad. No.
I
You
mean,
have to
when you
think about
compare it to
NBA
like
player.
Miami and Orlando and
Well, it's not that
Atlanta and
bad.
New
Depending,
York,
like
like
I live in Detroit. Toronto's right there. You acting like they got to go to Alaska or something. Like, bro, it's right there. They're three
bro. It
hours
is
from.
that bad.
They're like 4 hours from Detroit. Probably
It
like
is
Toronto is
five
that
good.
hours
bad.
Hey,
from New
no,
York.
I gotta do
hold
that
on,
every
hold
day
on,
to
Mel.
go out, nigga. I gotta
Hold on.
drive 4 or 5
I love
hours instead of just
Toronto,
going out
and I
fucking
love
20 minutes up the
being
street.
there,
What you mean
but
go
they
out?
have to
They're in
live
Toronto.
there.
Toronto's
And
huge.
Man, bro, I'm not going out
There's a
in
lot of things to
Toronto,
do
bro.
in.
My niggas
Are
can't
you
come to
referring to the off
Toronto.
they gonna
season?
move to Denver.
Are you referring to the off season?
Once again,
How do you think somebody in Denver feels? Denver is far
Bro,
from everything.
okay, but my
Denver
niggas
is
can come to
literally like
Denver.
6 hours from Phoenix.
My niggas can
Denver is
come
like
to
15
Denver.
hours from LA.
My niggas can come to Denver with no goddamn
I'm
green
just
card or
saying
none of that
that's
extra
really
Oh
visa,
well, you need a new
nothing.
circle.
that's
outside
what
the
Your
Like,
U.S.
circle ain't got the
I
visa.
mean,
Come
like
on
Jamil,
now.
what?
I
Look
want to
at
I mean,
move
John
that
to
that's
Morant
a
himself,
passport
bro.
I
Them
issue.
want to
niggas
move
ain't
to
come
Canada
to
when I can.
goddamn
But that's what
Toronto.
I'm saying. I'm
Oh
thinking
my
about
Where he
NBA.
need to
gosh.
be
You've heard
probably.
it from the NBA
Shit.
stars.
Ain't it?
They don't
Ain't
want to
it?
live there.
Y'all, Toronto is not that
Canada
far
ain't
away.
got Canada ain't got the same kind of setup like America does, and that's the only thing. But you have to think how many superstars have signed to Toronto, and I mean actually signed there on their free
I
agency,
guess to each
like
his own. To
by
each
their
his
own
own. Yeah.
choice. Because they suck. Because they
Zero.
Well, yeah, that's true. Look at Orlando. Orlando is one of the most visited cities in the
It's a
world, but
small
nobody signs over
market
there.
is
for
Orlando
NBA.
really
They're
big?
booty cheeks. They suck. They just go
Yeah.
You know
to
why
Miami
they
and
wouldn't
they're
have they wouldn't
good.
have to
You're
trade for
referring
Kawhi
to
if that was the
you're
case.
referring to Toronto, the
It,
city itself, and it's like you could be a great city and nobody wants to go there because the team sucks.
I
If
mean,
Toronto had an attractive enough squad,
They
they
had a
could bring
pretty
in
good
some
squad.
talent.
They
no, they
had
can't. No, they can't. It's
I
the
think they
same.
could.
It's the same conversation for Portland. It's the same conversation for Portland. Why niggas don't want to go to Portland?
No,
The
no, no.
niggas,
yeah, that
I've
is
already
true.
talked about that. When Damian Lillard said, "I don't want to build a super team," I said Damian
I
Lillard
mean,
sounds like the person who
he got
says,
he got a
"I'm not
point
going
with
to
what he
none of
was
y'all
saying
house,
that
but y'all can
because
come to
it's
mine."
like
That's
Dame trying
exactly
to
how he
go
sounds when he said,
somewhere and
"I'm
be
not
like, oh
going
yeah, we're gonna
nowhere to
win a
build no
ring,
super
and then
team.
we
I
You're
fail
not
just like
mean,
even
the
I
Phoenix
willing
agree.
Suns.
to go
Like then why not
come with
leave?
me to build a team, and you expect me to come over
That
here?"
that's his
Nah.
whole
So
argument with
I
that's
can
why
Kawhi.
the
agree
Just
with
Portland
that,
thing ain't
but
gonna
I'm
work out.
not leaving unless it's for
that's what
sure, and that's
Toronto
what for
pretty much
sure.
saying. Facts. I mean, that's a
And
fact too.
also,
But
to be honest, it's
but
just
I
two
mean,
different.
Mel's point
It's
is
just
great.
two different mindsets because you got teams like OKC, like they draft, like their primary nucleus of their team is from the draft. Like they got young players. Same thing with Boston. Boston added a couple pieces, but their main like nucleus has always like been the same, like their core. It's just a different mindset. You got the Lakers who are willing to go out there and spend the money and get the superstars and get the big names and who they feel like give them the best chance to win now. And you got mid tier small market teams like Portland and Orlando and OKC where they just want to draft young players and build for the
Right.
long term. And you see it could work because you see Sacramento like they didn't go and get all these superstars. It's just a different mentality. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Same
That's true.
way the Phoenix Suns drafted like added KD so they could win now and didn't necessarily work out. Um Same way Sacramento, they drafted and then it kind of worked out because now they was able to compete and they was able to keep a young team. They got a good coach. It's just different mindset. It's really about your front
Yeah,
office
no,
and
that's a
less
fact.
about.
That's facts.
I think Toronto should have never got off DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah,
They
they
keep
actually had one.
DeMar and ship out
Yeah,
Kyle
because they was
Lowry. You good to
really
go.
breathing down the Cavaliers' neck
Yeah,
during the time. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like the only problem was like Kawhi literally got there and he was instantly like, "I'm not coming back here. Like I'm not coming back."
Facts.
He instantly was like, "I'm not
They
coming
was
back."
bothering LeBron the way Paul George was bothering LeBron when he was with the
Yeah,
Heat. Like it was like, okay, this might be the matchup every year in the East because of
even,
that.
even
But then that's when
LeBron
they
just got
traded
that.
him, and then it kind of came. But it was also Boston too was kind of breathing down the Cavalier. I mean, LeBron's neck with him, but they were still so young with JT and stuff. But
Yeah.
but like it was really Toronto that could really give him the run for the money.
Yeah, it was
So
just the fact that
And
they need
Fred
to do
Van
like
Fleet.
OKC and build talent, which is not a problem. But after a while, it's like, yo, like that talent
They don't
has
got
to
no
come
talent.
to fruition. Like, and
Their
with them, their talent
Toronto
being
players right now are great.
Pascal
Their
Siakam
starters
and
are great
OG
role
Anunoby
players on the other teams.
and Fred
Yeah,
VanVleet,
like they
Scotty
don't have no
Barnes.
talent.
that's good. They're good players, but they're not championship caliber players. Like
No superstars.
like you have to have some
Yeah.
yeah, on other teams.
Amazing role players on other teams. Oh my gosh, the Lakers could just sprinkle a little bit of them on the
Trade
Lakers,
I'm about to
GP
say
for
and they going
if
Pascal.
straight
the
to
Lakers
the
can get in
promised
those
land.
two, they're instantly in that. Like, there's no
Shoot, they could get Scotty Barnes and be
yeah.
nice.
That's what I'm
Shoot,
saying.
yes,
Anybody they can get
if
any of them.
the Grizzlies, if the Golden State Warriors, like literally these
You can
Oh
literally
literally
take
yeah.
Scotty
You
Barnes,
still need a
OG,
star.
all the people from the Raptors, and put them on another team, and that makes them a championship contender.
the
So that just
Knicks.
goes to show maybe it's just coaching.
I guess,
Because
but
sometimes you could take maybe it's coaching and one
no.
more, not
'Cause
just
I'm about to
that.
say
They
because
don't
It's
have no
coaching and one more
superstars.
star.
he's a great
And
coach all the way through, no matter what. He just needed a star.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. One star. That was where
like
I
they
was
don't
going,
have
but
no
y'all didn't
Jimmy
let me get
Butler.
there.
My bad.
Yeah, give a Jimmy Butler, a veteran, or just a good
Get them
Somebody
a
you
star
can
that
Jimmy.
rely
But
on
Yeah,
that
when
comes
you
back to
know you
the
yeah,
need a
point
give him
bucket.
though.
one.
You need a
a
For
man.
them to
DeMar
get that one star,
DeRozan.
they gonna have they have to trade for him because they haven't
That
had
shit sell, bro.
they don't have that
That
attraction
shit sell.
to
That
where
if
people
anything,
wants to
that man
go
might go to an
sign to
LA
Toronto.
team or a
Like
West
they're
Coast
gonna
team,
have
but
Facts.
very
the only
That's
emphatic
time
true.
on
they have
Toronto.
that
I get
stars
that part.
is when they trade for them.
I'm trading for DeMar. That's what I would do,
No,
bro.
Yeah,
no,
try
no.
to
I'm
get
They
bringing
DeMar
him
don't
back
back.
have
over there.
that ship themselves. We gotta move past
Honestly,
I'm bringing him back.
that. No,
y'all
I'm
feel.
bringing him back, bro.
that
Hell
ship.
no, man.
You need younger.
I was say, hey,
You need a
Playboy,
young star.
you
You
think
do need a young star. You do need a
Playboy, you
young
think
star,
it
but
would help Toronto if they
you're not
were to
gonna be able to
find
get
them
that.
their
Who you gonna be
You're
able
going
to
to be
forward
able
get?
to get a young
in the
star if you trade the right
as a gem
pieces.
for the
I
draft
don't
If
picks
want
and
Shea,
Jordan
future.
Poole.
If
Jordan
if they
Poole's
were
a
to draft
I
a
don't
bullshit.
foreign
think
player
Shea
and
would
make them their
leave
star,
Thunder. I don't
if
think
he
the
were to
Thunder
come in
would
the
let
Yeah,
him
fruition,
leave.
forget
that would
that.
be
Hell
But
great.
no.
a
Hell
player
no.
Yeah,
like him,
Hell no. They ain't losing that.
no, I don't think they would let him leave. But
it ain't gonna work.
A foreign player?
Yeah.
Uh, it depends on what position you're talking about. And where, like, who are they? Basically, what starting position is getting filled with that person? Because
Or
if you
let's say
just
arguably they were to
pick
find them
anybody,
their Luca
it's not going to
knockoff.
work.
Let's say
Yeah.
that
You have
them
because you have to think their starting
like
lineup
a
is
Manu
usually Fred
Ginobili in
Van
a way.
Fleet,
You know what I'm saying?
OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes,
Oh, over in foreign teams, you could just
Siakam,
look around. You
and
could find, it's like
usually
you
their
said,
center
13, 14.
is
You
like
just got to eye them
Pirtle
out,
or
right?
whoever that random is there. If you get like
Easier. It's a little easier than the West. It's easier than the West.
then yes, yes and no.
I
Because
mean,
you have
does
to
that
think
exist though?
They're in the Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're in the Eastern Conference. So the Eastern Conference is I wouldn't say it's wide open, but there's literally there's usually like 3 or 4 teams that really are the actual contenders for the titles in the Eastern Conference. That's what I'm saying. Toronto is in that East, so it's like they get 1 star, they're automatically in that they get in that conversation. Like that's all they need, because they're a great team. They just got rid of a great coach, which kind of puts them back now, because like you already had a great team that just was missing 1 star. I mean, they're
Key
only
piece.
missing 1. That's all they were missing, 1 piece. Because literally, that's the same team now, still, from when they won a chip. The only thing they lost was Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard.
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas, yes, he was a big piece, but he wasn't like back break.
No, I'm not saying big. I'm just saying piece,
Yeah,
because you said pieces, so I'm just naming.
yeah,
That's all.
I'm saying
All
like,
right.
yeah. But we go and move on.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take us on.
Yeah, let's move on. We've been talking about the coaches for a
Yeah.
minute. All right, so we're gonna pivot out of basketball just for a few minutes, and then we're gonna tap right back in, because one of my soccer topics is actually a question that I want to see, could it fit in the NBA, and it actually is, and we'll get into that later. But first, I want to show y'all this goal of the week. This is something new that I'm gonna try out. I watch soccer pretty much all throughout the week, so I'm always looking for a beautiful goal, and this is something I saw last night. We got Liverpool versus Aston Villa. And Liverpool has this player. His name is Mo Salah. He's like the Egyptian prince, as they call him. And he had this goal with his left foot that it was the assist. I'm going to mute that. We don't need demonetization. But watch this, how he distributes it to the center of the pitch. Look at that with this. All right, how's that looking now for y'all?
Mm-hmm.
That look good for me. I mean, it's going like basically pass by pass right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that definitely
But
looks good.
Yeah, I
see
just
it about
saw that.
Okay, cool.
That was right on the
All right.
money.
So yeah, this is definitely my goal of the
Yeah.
week. It's really more the assist of the week, but even the goal, because Buddy just hops right in there and just one touches it and just boom, just taps it right
That's
in there.
a nice pass.
Yeah.
That was an
Okay,
athletic
they were
play,
getting
boy.
another angle too.
That was
Like,
tough.
because usually when you're crossing it in, you're using your outside foot, so he's really supposed to use his right to actually get there. But all he does is just boom, because he has less of a wind up too.
Yeah,
So
that's
the fact
nice.
that his wind up could go all the way across the pitch, just like that, and then he
That's a
just puts his
nice
body on the
pass.
line and gets it right in there. Yeah. It's really on him too to really just hop out there and just tap it right there. All about placement. Boom. Let's see what foot he
Retweet.
uses for this. I think he just uses that right foot. Yeah, look at that. He just pokes it out. He doesn't even kick fully. He just pokes it out. Boom. Right there where the goalie can't get it. So yeah, that's my assist slash goal of the week.
I'm gonna call that $1 million mail play. Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, most definitely. $1 million mail play. I like that. Yeah. That's $1 million play right there.
Nah, facts. That's a dime.
Exactly. But next I wanted to get into, because the league that they're in is the Premier League, and they have maybe 40 games a season. I think they might have like 1 or 2 more games, so maybe yeah. And they go off a point. So basically you have 3 points is a win, 1 point is for your draw, and over here every single season you have your league. But then you go into the Champions League the very next year. You can qualify. There's 20 teams in each league, about whether it be in England. This league is in England. Whether it be in England, Spain, Germany, France, Italy, Turkey, basically almost most of the major European countries have a league, and they all participate in the Champions League. So you're basically taking your top 4, and then you guys they're all going in group stages, kind of like how the Olympics does it, where you have like a group A, B, C, and the same for the World Cup. And then you'll play 6 games in your group. So Manchester City, they might be qualified with like a team from Germany, a team from Italy, and a team from France, and they're all in the same group. And then in the middle of their season, they'll have Champions League games. So they're basically kind of like an in-season tournament, where they're like, okay, so now sometimes your regular season games, you might not play your stars because you want to rest them up for your Champions League game, because that's more of the bigger picture in a sense. So they're like, okay, now we got our Champions League games. We got 6 of them throughout the year. And then the top 2 from the group go into a 16 stage bracket. And what's cool about the bracket is they have a thing called aggregate, where basically once the 16 teams that are left, they play 2 games each. I play a home game, you play a home game. Let's just say Manchester City plays PSG, the team that Messi and Neymar and Mbappe are on. They'll play PSG. One game's going to be in Paris, where PSG plays, and the next game's going to be Manchester, where Manchester City plays. So Manchester, they win 1-0 the first game. The second game, the score is still 1-0. So PSG is just going to be down a goal. There's been times where a team could be up 3-0 the first game, and then the very next game, they come all the way back and score, and they win 3-0, and now it's just a tie game overall because the score lapped over. And I saw that recently this past week. I don't have their highlights pulled up, but there was a team that was facing relegation, and relegation is basically the bottom 3, because every league has like upper, lower, and like middle divisions. So relegation is basically, you're the worst 3, you go down to the top of the next league, and then the top of the bottom league comes up, the top 3 of them. But the bottom leagues, they have 3 spots that come up because to replace these 3, only 2 of them automatically come in. The third one would basically play against the 4, 5, and 6 for a 4-round playoff spot for the last spot, and they're still in aggregate mode as well for that last spot. And I saw a team that was playing, I think they were the 3 seed, and they basically lost their spot because they had an aggregate game where they were up 3-0. The other team came back and scored 4, and they just lost the game in like overtime or something. And that just made me think, like, imagine the intensity that is, where it's like you think you're going to win, and then the next game you lose. And it's like, and then also just like the aspect of these teams going to play another league real quick, and that actually meaning more than the league that you're in. And I just thought, like, imagine if the NBA, and maybe one day the NFL could implement it. I just know that the level of talent is a huge gap, but I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on like how y'all think that type of system could implement in the sports in America.
I think that it's a great idea, but I guess from the standpoint of, like, you got, like, for pro athletes, they play not they play for the love of the game, but for money. The money usually drives them a lot majority of the time, right? Because you've seen a lot of players where, like, even like the rookies, right? They play hard, and they like, man, if I keep playing hard like this, I'm gonna get me a big contract. So that's how that sets. But if they playing for kind of, say they playing and they getting that relegation status, right? And they know
That's less money.
that, like, yo, if we drop down, this is gonna affect the money. Like, this is gonna affect,
Mm-hmm.
like how my money's gonna come out. Man, every team, bro, they'll be fighting for their lives every time, not to be in the bottom 3. Like,
Exactly.
they will drive them to show up, because it's like, you usually, just using the NBA, right? If you're at the bottom, only thing that's gonna be said is that you're gonna get more ping pong balls, and you're gonna get a chance to get a higher draft pick. So that's kind of the only thing that comes to mind. But it's not affecting nothing
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, there's no draft in
Yeah.
the soccer leagues. That's why. So it's different.
So
Yeah.
it's like, you have to, if any professional sports that did that, like football or anything like that, it would have to be set where it's like, yo, you're gonna have to play and understand, like, yo, this is gonna affect the Rouse. I swear to God, if you don't mute your mic, I swear, you don't mute it, Rouse. You gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, you got to have it affect the money, because that's how pro professional athletes is
Yeah.
in America. If
Yeah, it'll definitely affect the money, because also when you get relegated, you're down for a year. Your next entire season, you have to play in that league, and then there could be an instance where you guys might have lost this. You guys could have got relegated because a star left y'all. So now you're you're trying to rebuild, but within that rebuilding process, you keep getting relegated to like the the bottom league. Then you get relegated to the third league. Then you get relegated to the fourth tier league. Now you gotta spend years climbing yourself back up to the top while other teams are trying to do the same.
The Rockets be
So
fighting for their lives, boy.
exactly, the Rocket. Think about how long it really takes to rebuild a team. Like just because you got relegated and you were like, oh well, now I'm in the next league, I could just dominate over here. That might not happen. There might be a team that was in that league that's been fighting to get out, and they finally step up. And now you thinking, oh, I'm gonna just get relegated and be the best team and be right back a year after. That might not be the case. You might get relegated and only be the third or fourth or fifth best team, and then you might get knocked out the playoffs. And now you're back again. You got to spend a whole nother year getting back. So it does affect the money, like you said, because you also just you don't get as much TV time because those leagues aren't shown on TV as much, and you don't get the Champions League money anymore because you get more money the more you play in the Champions League games as well.
Because I would say you got like
and more exposure.
Because I'm
for your
only
contract.
thinking like, man, there's a lot of players that play, and it's like, yo, if it's affecting the money, man, they'll be playing like they know, like, bro, this might be it right now. Like, we have to play. We have to show up every single game. It's not no load management that's going to be going on because you have to understand that every game kind of matters based on where you
Yeah, I
land.
think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be
Yeah, the
interesting.
only
It'd
time
make
I've
for like
go
more
ahead.
competitive games. It'd be higher stakes. It'd be people like literally scratching and clawing at each other. You won't have it
Yeah,
to where it's like a regular season game, and it's
it's
like
a
in the middle of the
privilege
season. It's just like,
to play
okay,
for the
so
Olympic team,
Yeah, they be
but it's
buddy
niggas'
buddying up
dreams
all
to
day
get into the NBA.
and be all cool. And
Yeah.
also, like, I mean, America, if you ever notice, like, American teams don't have a lot of pride in their teams a lot. Like, it's not like they don't like, oh, man, this is my team. It's kind of like, yo, I play for them, but that's really it. Like, we cool, but
That's true. It's like they
Facts.
teach it. They treat out there. They treat their team the way a college town that has nothing. Because some of these soccer teams are the only sports in your town. If you live in Philly, you got like 5 different professional teams you could pull for. But some of these towns, because think about like all the major. There's only a few select amount of teams that only have one team. Like maybe Sacramento. But then even Orlando has like another
I
professional
about to
sport. I
say,
can't think of it right
like
now. I think they might
Sacramento,
have.
you're literally down 1 hour away is Golden State. So it's kind of like
Yeah, and it's
you're
also you're
so
still
close.
close.
You're
Yeah,
right
you're right.
here. So it's like if
Yeah,
you're not a Sacramento Kings fan, you're a Golden State Warriors fan because you're down the street from each
Absolutely.
other. So it's like it's
yeah,
nothing like you're missing.
yeah. But out there in these towns,
Yeah,
they don't treat it that way. They treat it like
And I
this
mean,
is
you got to
who
think about the
the
travel.
the stadium is
yeah.
in our neighborhood. Compared to like sometimes you go out here, the stadium's either going to be downtown or it's going to be like in the suburbs on the outskirts.
Right.
This is like they got soccer stadiums that are literally in between people's homes, so it's like you can watch the game from the house type stuff. So it's more neighborhood and more close knit, so everybody feels a sense of community. And there's like, if you go to London, there's probably 50 different professional teams, but every neighborhood has a team that they pull for. So it's kind of like a all coming together compared
Right.
to like where they're gonna have one team per city, one team per state over here in
Yeah.
America.
And I was about to say, I mean, even if you look at the soccer game in the States, like they're in the community. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
the soccer stadiums more often than not, yeah, they might be downtown, but they're gonna be like 15 minutes from downtown, more so in the community and than you know what I mean? Like and
yeah,
I mean like they're gonna be more inclusive. I feel like the soccer community is very, strong and it's like very neighborhood feeling, like, hey, come on, amigo, let's go friends, like let's go together and let's
Did you
go
have to
go
say
to
me
to
though?
the thing.
Did you have to?
I mean, shit, I might say amigo like on a regular day.
I
So,
don't
I
know
mean,
about that.
you
he's
can't say
stupid.
that.
Dodge, you stupid. But
but
back to the them boys getting rested. I think it's crazy because their regular season will be 40 games. But if you have different tournaments, because there's not just the Champions League, they have like the FA Cup, they have there's the Emirates Cup. There's so many different cups that they do within tournaments that they qualify for. So it's like on a grand total, some teams might have 60 games, but then they're resting their guys only because they want them for a specific game. As to where the NBA and the NFL, you're gonna have guys that are just gonna rest because they don't feel like it today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's different to where you're not gonna see Messi play because they have a Champions League game this week, or you know what I'm saying, compared to you're not seeing LeBron because he's like, I'm good.
I prefer
You
to
know,
see
it's just like you
LeBron
said, it's just a
play
different
against
drive.
like Memphis or the Clippers, but he's resting he's resting on the Clippers and Memphis game to play against the Rockets. Ain't nobody trying to see that.
Yeah, and it's different because I'm resting Messi for a tournament compared to I'm resting LeBron for a Friday night game with less stakes. It's like, what are you really resting him for compared to if you're resting your star soccer player for
Yeah, it's
a cup
unfortunate.
final that just so happens to be in the middle of a
You
season?
speaking of all this, you know who I'm starting to really miss? Seattle having a team, and I mean Seattle. You got the WNBA team there, but ain't that many. Come on, like I'm gonna be for real. We gotta put respect on the WNBA, but ain't that many people going to go see no WNBA game. So,
Yeah.
like the coach,
Yeah.
actually, the coach was mad for the Phoenix Mercury. That was in the news that she was mad about how this was the first game since Brittany Griner has returned, and they didn't sell out the stadium of the Los Angeles Sparks. And in my mind, I'm like, first of all, I don't remember I don't look all the way into the news of it, but I don't remember the last time a WNBA game has sold out. That's one thing.
I think the
Two,
timing is off.
like Brittany Griner, it kind of like fell off. Like the flame that of Brittany Griner before the lockup and all this stuff, it kind of died down a little bit anyway. And on top of that, you got to think so many people, the people that were going to these WNBA games were like either huge basketball
Yeah.
fans or like families that had daughters that wanted to play basketball and they like WNBA. And you can't, and majority of those families understand what's going on in the news and understand that we just traded
Be,
away, not to
being
get political up in this joint, but
well,
we traded away a
let's be real
mercenary
about this. Let's
just
be
for a
absolutely real
basketball
because now
player.
you brought up this
Like,
fact, and
and they not
gonna
about
go
to
here.
sit
Let's
there
go
going
ahead
to
and
those
go.
Yeah,
games.
I feel like there's some deeper
Brittany
roots to it.
Griner, why was she over there
But
in
like you
Russia
said,
in the
not to
first
get
place?
political,
Because she's
like
bigger,
do
more
it too.
famous,
But
and
I
gets
think there
paid
is
Yeah,
more
more
Yeah,
in
they
it's
want
Russia
to
like,
promote
for
cause
that
me,
than
I'm
even
not a
her.
huge patriarch
She
kind of
plays in
guy,
the
but I'm like,
WNBA, but
bro,
she
we
gets
really
paid
did
they
that.
more
want to
in Russia than
promote
she's more. She
certain
has more
individuals,
Did we
notoriety,
really
people
do
more
that?
with women in
advertisements,
that
more
sport.
branding in
So,
Russia than she does in her own home country. That's the root
I
of the problem. We're talking about the disparity when
I
the whole
think that
thing,
they should have.
like really, really, like
Okay, go ahead.
like you said, it's not surprising that it wasn't sold out because being real, being absolutely real, only times I really see WNBA like advertisements
Oh,
either come from once in a while YouTube ad or on Twitter. You don't hear nobody talking about, oh, it's the playoffs going on until they're actually going on, and that's the disparity.
They they play, and the problem is,
okay.
go ahead, go ahead, go
Let
ahead.
me cook on that. Let me cook on that real quick. This is what I was about to say. Their timing is off. I remember last season they had the finals or whatever they had going on, and everybody was in the comments. Why would y'all have a finals on the NFL opening week? So it's like that's your problem. Your finals is right when the NFL season start, and your season start is right when the NBA finals is going on. They should have moved
Thank
it
you,
differently. They should have
thank
moved it to
you.
where they start they you have the NBA draft on one, like the first night of the NBA draft, you have a tip off as well right afterwards. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. You have it in that same time frame, so now people are tuned into the NBA, but then they can watch the WNBA right after that, and then that way, the end of your WNBA will probably end maybe like week 3 or 4 of the NFL to now, where people are a little bit not as like toned in. They're just like, okay, I saw the first few games of my team, and now I'm kind of just watching whenever I want to watch. But you know everybody's eyes are going to be glued for the first week of the NFL season. So I think they should have just moved it a little bit back. And then for the Brittany Griner thing, I felt like maybe they should have just like brought her back a little bit, like closer towards the start date, so they could have been like, oh, it could have been a
Yes.
it could have been a bigger thing, because it's like she's been out for a minute, so it's like, yeah, we all know she's been ready. But if they had got her out like at the beginning of this month, the whole question could be like, will she be ready?
I'm
Will
about to
she
say,
not be?
I think
You know
their
what I'm
first
saying? I'm not
game
saying
was like
keep her in jail, but
literally. I want to
you
say
know.
the Lakers.
It was the other day I saw it, because they are
Yeah,
promoting
yeah,
it.
it was
They
like the
are
other
promoting
day.
it. They promoted it when I was watching one of the conference finals games this week. I did say they showed like the lineup of basketball for the rest of the week, and they were
Yep.
like, "Oh, game 3 for the what's it called, for the Lakers and the Nuggets will be 8:30 tomorrow." Then it also said at 4 o'clock will be the Aces versus the Sparks or something. So I was like, okay, they're
That's another
promoting it
thing.
as much as
Why
they can
their
while the
games are in
NBA
the middle of
season
the
is
They're
still
day
in.
they're
They'll promote
trying,
it
but
while the NBA still has
yeah,
games going on.
yeah, their games are in the middle
on
of the day.
ESPN.
I mean, one, but two, I think the main thing is like Rose said, like their marketing is subpar. Like they literally use local people for marketing, and I've seen it with my
Mm.
with the Atlanta Dream. Uh, So I mean, it's crazy because I mean you're thinking to yourself like this is the WNBA. It's not like the WBA. You know what I mean? Like no, this is the WNBA. So the NBA funds this organization, but they do not
I,
send funds
I
there.
can't.
And I mean the argument I guess is how much funds is made, but if you're not marketing and you're not advertising and really getting it out there, like no one's gonna know. I think the reason we know that the WNBA started like we know right now, other than basketball enthusiasts, is because they have been showing it in the NBA games. Other than that, I mean, when else have we known this much knowledge of the
Here's a
WNBA?
question.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. What they should have did, which it's what they do, what they did in high school, and it's what they do in college. One, there's two things. One, same name as the NBA. Because think about in college, when you play the Florida Gators men's basketball, you also play the Florida Gators women's basketball. It's the same. The women don't have a separate. They're
We
still
gotta
the
cover up the
University of
banners
Florida.
now for y'all
Same
and the
when we
Clippers.
went to, for the people listening, we went to a school called Woodville Tompkins Technical Career High School, whatever. Boys team, girls team. We're the same mascots, Wolverines, same colors, everything. They like Lady Wolverines. That's the only
Facts.
like difference in the team name. So what I'm saying is with the WNBA, what they should have did was, because you can't do it now because you'd have to like basically change the entire arena. Because let's just say the LA Sparks and the Lakers have a game on the same day. Now you gotta, yeah, they got the same colors, but they got different
Yeah.
logos. They got different. Yeah, you gotta do all that stuff.
For the
So it's
time.
like, but if you would have just kept it to where
That's
it's
for the
like
time.
they're the same team, just the women's team, and let's just
No,
say the
no, they
Lakers
need
tip
to
off
go
at
ahead
8,
and change it now
women's gonna
because
tip
what's
off at like
working, what they're doing
5:30,
isn't
6 or
working.
whatever
Yeah.
o'clock,
I
and
love.
people will still pull up because they're like, well, I was gonna pull up to tailgate, or I was gonna pull up early anyway. Might as well give me a 2-for-1 ticket. Season tickets, whatever. Give me season tickets. If I buy season tickets for the Lakers, I mean for the men's Lakers, you also get like a couple of tickets free for the women. So now I'm pulling up early just so I can catch the
Especially if
women's
they're gonna be
game real
scheduled
quick.
the same day.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
it's too late. It's too late now. You can't do that now, because now if they did that, they'd be like, why are you changing everything? So
I mean, it's
No,
never
I
too
was
late.
gonna say it ain't
It's
too
never
late.
too late.
You could change it.
well, I think it's too late because not every team has an NBA team to
Yeah.
go with it. You'd have to
Yeah.
move some teams
That,
around. That's what I'm
like the
saying.
Las Vegas
I
That's
Aces.
what I was
mean,
referring to.
well, I mean those. I'm about to say those places
Yeah,
there. They have
exactly.
their own stadium. You know what I mean? They have their own stadium. They have their own place.
That's true. That's
One,
true. Yeah, that's
one. The
true.
NBA
Not
is
everybody
is
has to do
talking
that.
about expanding as well. You know, so that
That
leaves
is
a
valid.
window for hey, we can expand to Las Vegas. You know,
Yeah,
because we need to get an
if
NBA
you share
team
an
over
arena
there.
with the NBA, might as well. But if you have your own, then have your own. But like, I like what
And
you
we
mean
can
by that.
use their arena type shit. Like we can because this is all our arenas because
Yeah,
it's under the NBA. So you know the LA their what's it, LA Aces the Las Vegas
Yeah, the
Aces.
Las Vegas
Is it
Aces.
right?
They're right next to
yeah,
the
Okay,
yeah.
university.
Las Vegas
Uh,
Aces. Yeah, so they could literally just be like, all right, we're gonna use their stadium, you know what I mean, and have the guys come stay play in this stadium. You know, the Vegas guys, like just like how the
but
women would be
isn't
using
that's
Staples
crazy
or
though
using the
that
crypto.
the NBA literally has the draft combine, not draft combine. The NBA Summer League is in Las Vegas, but they don't use the Las Vegas Aces arena.
Right.
I
It's
think they will
crazy.
now because it's new. Oh wait,
They
no, I
they've
saw the
had
new
that they
practice
have that
facility
arena
that they
for a
have,
long time
not
now.
the stadium.
But they
Yeah.
decided to use the
Okay.
No,
University of Nevada though.
I thought they got a new arena. Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
Because like
it
in my
is
mind, I'm
crazy,
like,
bro.
yo,
And
if I'm the NBA, I'm using that arena as much as possible. Because there ain't that many events going on in that arena. Ain't no way you have that many events going on in that arena for you to not be able to host the summer league in there and still have games running. Have the Las Vegas Aces have games still? Because all you have to do is schedule it, bruh.
facts,
You could literally have people buy tickets to come to the summer league games, and then they could still get because those tickets you really just have to buy one and you stay there the whole entire day. It's not just you have to buy one for each game. It's buy one for that whole day. So now you got people there
Mm-hmm.
that's there for the summer league games. They can stay there until they can literally because they run all day. So you can have that morning ticket, right? Say you're there watching the games in the morning, and all of a sudden it's it's a Las Vegas Aces game. I'm not about to go home because the WNBA came out. I'm staying there to watch that game,
right,
and then I'm going to still stay there till afterwards when they have the summer league games going on. Because that's basically what you do anyway.
right.
So might as well not. Why not? Because
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
thing I
that's like
will say
There's a
though,
that's like
definite way to do it.
I do
They
think
just
that it should be questioned though. Like we do have to remember, a lot of things is like the NBA doesn't own the arena. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
crypto.com owns it. And so to that point, so as the Atlanta Dream, they used to play at the State Farm Arena where the Hawks played.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're back at another down in College Park, and they're down at another stadium down there where I believe the what's it called play the G League plays the College Park Hawks team. You know what I mean? So I mean, to that point, it's like they don't own the stadiums, and if you're not selling enough tickets, bro, like I can't like Janet Jackson trying to come. You know what I mean? Like I can't just keep letting you come
Yeah,
here,
but
nigga, and I'm
if you
yeah,
missing out
if,
on
but
all
if
this
you
money.
playing on the same day as an NBA team, they most likely wasn't gonna have
yes.
anything going on that
But
day.
that's what I'm saying.
That's a
But you
fact.
have to understand,
That's a
they
fact.
built that arena just for the Aces. They built
Yeah, no,
it.
no. In
So it's
Vegas
like,
for sure.
yo,
Yeah, in Vegas.
we run a summer league there.
But I'm talking Toyota. I mean the Toyota Center. I'm talking during the lead, during the lead, like
Yeah, I mean,
during their season.
Yeah,
But
because
during the
there's
summer
summer. Yeah,
league,
if you play
like
during
you
the
said,
summer, now you have more
I get what you're
concerts.
saying. But
So
I'm
I see
saying
what
if
you're
they
saying.
already
Yeah,
having games there, you might as well go ahead and run it. You might as well like
exactly. That's the
run it
most
up as
efficient
best as
way.
possible because
absolutely.
majority of the time summer league games are already everything's already scheduled. You just have to put the location to that. And you have to confirm with that location. Hey, is this okay?
It's it's
So
like
should
when
they
the
play in
March Madness.
playoff teams,
What you mean?
arenas? You know what I mean?
What?
Like whatever the playoff, like the teams, the NBA teams that make the playoffs because they start around during the playoff season.
No, because
You
Nah,
I'm
know what I
about
that's
to say,
too
mean?
even.
well,
Now
that's
now
the
you got
thing,
different
right?
teams because not everybody
Like the Lakers.
not every
The
team's gonna be
Lakers
in the
ended up
playoffs.
is I think that happened this year too because it happened years before prior where you have the Lakers play
With
the
the
Lakers, the
Clippers,
Clippers, the Sparks, and the Kings all play the same day. Same day. So,
literally.
but the problem is in between
Hmm.
those. So, like the Lakers, the basketball games are usually like 2 hours, right? So if you have the Lakers playing at 11, then you have the Clippers play at 1.
Lakers cannot play at 11. You're
What do
tripping.
you 11 what
Pacific
time?
time.
Nigga,
They
who?
don't play that late.
What?
That's
What?
literally
Let's
2 in the morning
start.
over here.
Hey, because he's tripping. Because
11
it can't be
It's
11
11
a.m.
a.m. 11 a.m. on our side, in
You
California.
can't be talking about the Lakers
Are
playing
you
no
are you talking
11
California,
about like on
a.m.
a
11 o'clock.
Saturday or
That is literally
Sunday?
only like
11
1
a.m.
o'clock for y'all.
on whose side? Okay,
In the
but you're
afternoon, right?
tripping for the Pacific players, nigga. They live over there. The Lakers are
Wait, are you
not
talking
playing
about
at
in the
11
afternoon
a.m.
In the
or in the
afternoon.
evening?
The
Okay,
Lakers are
okay.
not
There's
playing at
teams
11
that
in the
they literally
afternoon
play this
either.
early, man.
What are you talking? 11 for us or
For
11 for them?
11
it
for
would
them.
be 1 o'clock. It would only be
It
1
would
o'clock.
be 2
Two.
o'clock.
It'd be 2 o'clock for y'all.
No, 2. It'd be 2. It'd be 2
Two.
o'clock on the East Coast. I've seen that.
What do
It's
you
2 o'clock on
2
It'd
the
be
East
2
Coast and
p.m.?
the
p.m.
LA.
in
Yeah,
East
they do
Coast.
that. But
Yeah,
if the Clippers and the Sparks were also playing, I think the Lakers would
during
go
a
last.
regular
I think
Like
they
they've
would
done
go
it on
to
the
season,
weekend.
baby.
They've done
yeah.
it on the
I
weekends
think the
and
Sparks would go.
this playoffs. there was only I want to say the Clippers, Lakers, and the Kings played all the same day. Because they do it on Sunday. And majority of the time it happens on a Sunday. That's usually because I say
They did, but the Lakers not playing at
I'm
no
about to
11
say.
a.m.
Well, it flip flops. It's always moving around. It always moves around because usually be like the Clippers will do it. Clippers will be the first game, and that's when it'll usually be the Lakers after that, and then the Sparks, and then the Kings. That's usually how it always runs, majority of the time. Or it'll be the Clippers, Sparks, Kings, and then the Lakers. But Lakers have done it. They've played early before.
They play early, but they're not playing at 11, other than the
Why not?
Kobe year.
What?
That don't even
What
make
do you mean
sense.
the Kobe? You know what? I'm not
I
even
guess
going to entertain that. Agree
LeBron
to
doesn't get the
disagree,
ring
The
up
neighbors,
there.
Kobe
man.
year,
What?
the Kobe year, they literally started in December, so they had to make up for different times, and they had to make games and different schedules was off. So the Kobe year, yes, it made sense for times to be different for games, but during this year, they're not. The Lakers do not play at 11 a.m. They do not play at that early on Pacific time, on East Coast time, on Central time, on Mountain time. Nigga, they got the
No.
headline. That is the
Well, I'm gonna be
Lakers.
honest with you. I'm surprised that they played 8:30 last night because, well, not last night. What was
That's
last
the
night? Was
entire
Saturday night.
playoffs. All the
Early.
Yeah.
Hold
playoff
up.
games have been 8:30.
It's weird because it's like I get that, but it's weird because it's like now on the West Coast you got
That,
people that aren't even
that's
off
all the
work yet
time.
fully,
That's
and the
it. That's
game is
all the
starting
time.
because that's 5:30. Yeah,
That's how it
That's
goes.
yeah,
what
but in the
that's
regular
what
season that
I'm
you
talking
can
to
do
Rose
that. But
about
I'm
that.
talking about for a
Because
conference finals. That's crazy to me.
That
Like
shit
I was
tripped
sitting
me
here
out.
thinking they'll play at like 9:30 on our time, and it would be 6:30.
no.
Give people at least an hour and a half to move around LA traffic because I know how it be out there.
That's
It'd
what I
be
was telling
crazy.
Rose. I
You ain't getting
was like,
nowhere like
yo,
that,
we
especially
literally,
Yep.
I get
downtown at
home
the
from
crypto.
work, and I have maybe like an hour or two before the game is about to come on. So that's why I was like, oh, okay. Like, and the other night with the Lakers and them, we was on the phone, and it was like midnight. I was like, brother, it's only 8 o'clock here. I could go out to the club if I want to.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it be. But when I lived out on the West Coast, it was like, oh, okay. The game once the game over, it's it.
Time to
Like
go to bed.
on the East Coast, it's like game over. That's it. The
It,
West Coast, it's like, oh, game over. I can go do something now. I
Right.
can go to the store. I can go get dinner after the
but
game.
that's the thing.
Facts. Literally.
Shoot.
The
Like I'm gonna
Lakers,
catch the game and
so
then I'm
that's
gonna
why I
go
said
out.
when they do that four games a day thing, the Lakers are usually the first ones because you have to understand they have banners up in the Raptors. It's easy to have them go ahead and have it up there, and then
I
after
get
that,
that.
all
I
we have
get
to do is
that.
cover them up.
They
Yeah,
just cover it up. That's
Yeah,
what
it
I'm about to
also
but
say.
depends
They
on
it's
who
a,
literally
it's
plays
just
the
cover
next
it
aggravating
up.
too.
if you have to
It
keep
also
taking on
depends
and
on
off.
who
You have to
plays
keep
the
covering
next
them
day.
up and covering them off. Like you have to constantly keep doing that.
Yeah.
But I
If I have a
man, the
Lakers
Lakers
game,
don't
if I
play
have a Lakers
at
game
11
on
a.m.
Friday, if I have a Lakers game on Saturday morning, and then I know after that the Lakers are about to go to Phoenix next on Monday, but I know the Sparks are gonna have a home game on Monday.
Yeah,
I'm letting the Sparks play last. You know what I'm saying? So that way I don't have to take nothing down. So that way if I know, oh well, the Sparks will be right back Monday morning, they might as
you
well
know
be
what I say. That's
last
usually how it's set
because
up.
they're gonna be the next team
Because
anyway. So
they try to make it
it
as
does make
efficient
it
as possible.
efficient.
Because like, yo,
So
it's 4 teams playing in one building.
That sound good, bro, but that's
You've been missing out on it.
I don't know the last time I've heard of a Lakers game at 11
Yes,
a.m.
it has happened. Not on your time, but over here, it's happened.
Yes, on Pacific. Yes, that's what I'm saying. On
I've seen
Pacific
some
time.
Laker games at two
There's
o'clock
been
in
a
the afternoon out
few,
here.
yes, there's been a few very, very few. Like
Yeah,
And those the ones he's
that's
I'm
referring to.
talking
that's
a
the games I'm
super
referring to.
sprinkle probably, and they started literally. The earliest they started was
And what time?
3:30.
And what I was say? What time is that over
That's
here?
still
That's
early.
that's
That's
only
like
12
noon.
o'clock
That's like
over
noon
here
30.
on the
That's
West Coast,
That's noon
12:30.
30. Yeah.
and that's only on the
That's
West Coast. So
12:30.
that's early still. Because you
It
Yeah,
is
I mean
very
it's
early.
earlier, yes, but they're not
11
playing
to
at no
12
11
doesn't matter
a.m.
here. It's the
Yes,
same.
it's
It's
a
the same.
huge, bro.
It's
No,
the
it's not. No,
same.
it's not. It's
It's
a
Pat,
the
huge
same,
difference.
Pat.
It is a
Pat,
huge difference. Somebody
bro,
might
this
wake up
man
at
is
10 a.m. versus
Pat,
11 a.m. versus
Pat,
12. That is a
Have you
huge
lived on the
difference
West
within
Coast?
that hour and a half.
I'll give
Your
you 10.
lunch might be at
I'll give you
12
10.
versus being at 11.
I'll give you 10. There is a huge difference between 10 and 11. But 11 like
It's the
between
same.
11 and 1:30 it kind of feels the same to me. But anywho, we got to
The
move on.
convo.
We got to move on.
How y'all doing, folks? Checking in, Cooley High with the wisdom on the week, and this we gonna focus on mindfulness. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. We got one more week in the month, and we just want to talk about mindfulness. Mental health is like a day-to-day thing. It's a thing we're constantly working on, constantly gotta check in with ourselves. Just taking the time out your day to be like, okay, where I'm at mentally, where my headspace at, where my thoughts at, while I'm having these thoughts, where they coming from. Also checking in like, the habits that we do day to day and ultimately what those lead up to as far as our lifestyle and the goals and the places we want to go. So just, when at your job or, you're at school or, you just out and about with your friends or having a good time, just, you know, taking like 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to check in with yourself, be like, all right, where I'm at mentally. Because a lot of time we get so caught up in just the day to day monotony of life that we forget, like, okay, my mind set where it's at. A lot of time we might feel like we're not where we at, but we gotta understand mental health is more about the process, not the destination. And like I said, mindfulness, that's being self-aware of where you at, and also being self-aware how your mindset, your mental is affecting people around you. Maybe sometimes you gotta take that time out and distance yourself from family and friends so you could, you know, you could be right. You could be 100%. So you could be present. You could come back present to your family, your friends, and the relationships and your work, and even down to this podcast, just being in the state of mind to where, okay, you here, you're not thinking about something else that really got your mind. So, and when, just simple things like quieting your mind, breathing, going on a walk, getting outside. If you're in the house too long, just get outside, get some fresh air. So yeah, that's the wisdom of the week,
Respect,
just
bro.
focusing on mindfulness.
All right, y'all. We gonna get up out of here. It's been good chopping it up with y'all about the NBA, a little bit of soccer, bringing it back to the WNBA, then bringing it back some more NBA. And what else? What else we talk
Talked
about,
about
man? We talked about
boxing. We talked
watching
Queen
about the
the game. We
Cleopatra.
talked
tournament
about
in
all the
the in
scenarios.
season tournament
Facts.
in the NBA.
Yes, all that, all that. It was a great episode. And, if you're listening out here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share it. Repost the podcast. We going to repost you and give you your credit, man. So if you rock with us, we going to rock
Lakers
with you.
come back,
You
baby.
know what I'm
Indeed.
saying? It's the only way we grow. So go out there. And also, when you out here, make sure you stay heavily opinionated. Peace.
Facts.